Okay, I just had to hit that real quick. So yeah, with like Tager, it's also like with all these characters, is the case where they can't play neutral against Adachi. They can't deal with the beams, or at least most of them can't deal with the beams a lot of the time. And like, it's just a really skewed matchup.
Yes. Another character is Makoto, very bad. So she is better technically than these other characters because she has a 4-frame head invul anti-air and she can super. So those are two good things. And the super also matters for offense because depending on the character that I'm fighting, if they have 2 bars, I can't just do ID back BCO done. Mm-hmm. But against these characters, I can. Against Makoto, though, if she has 2 bars, I just have to do Heat Riser. So that's another thing.
Exactly. She also has like with the DP could catch out some air situations, but overall, it's just bad. Thank you, Iso, for the follow.
Yeah. So
let's see.
She's really bad against that.
Who else is okay? Let's just go Yukiko. What do you think about that? I'm thinking she's kind of ass.
She's pretty bad against Adachi too.
Yeah, because
she cannot deal with the beams ever. She loses to other zoners, so
the fans get destroyed by AZO. Even like I know we tweeted about that where we played the couple of games with Adachi versus Yukiko, where she just got command thrown out of the super.
That was interesting.
And she just has a lot of issues going into that matchup. She has some like minor answers, but like she just can't play half the time, dude.
She's really bad against Adachi. Also, all these characters, besides Makoto, have really bad mid-range buttons, and Adachi's 5A 7 frames, so one of Adachi's biggest weaknesses is actually his mid-range, so if you can't even abuse that, then that's just really bad.
Yeah, like the only character really that the Neo can kind of contest, like previously mentioned, with the air-to-air, and Makoto has like her 5A can sometimes contest, but like
her 5A is good. So,
but like overall though, it's just like the minor strengths there don't even it out at all.
The fun fact about Neo's 5A is it's 10 frames versus Adachi's 7, so you can really just go in like it's so bad.
All right.
Yeah, it's really bad. I think the only other one that looks really obviously bad here is Elizabeth.
Yeah,
because that's just so bad.
Dude, Elizabeth cannot do shit. So, like, a little small story with this. I played Karokrat Frosties in my pools, and he played Elizabeth 9, and the second game, it ended with me doing 13 Azeodines, and like Azeodine and then Azeodine with the assist and then just so on, and after the game, he could not interact in neutral for a solid fucking almost a minute, and I just looked at him and said, dude, just please pick a different team. She just can't do anything. Her neutral is super weak against him. She can reach sometimes with like the 5A, but it has so much recovery that if you are just slightly out of range to try to contest like Azeodine range, you're dead.
Yeah, she is really bad against Adachi.
Yeah.
She has one good thing, is out of all these characters, she has the best anti-air. So,
yep.
You actually can anti-air JP with her. But that's it. Everything else is terrible, so don't pick with it.
Exactly. Okay, so somebody in the chat room did ask, so we'll stray from... So these are obviously some of the garbage ones. Somebody did ask about Akka.
Akatsuki. So Akatsuki is one of the main offenders of this, 1v1 versus 2v2 thing. So I think in a 1v1, Akatsuki is... I guess, like... It's kind of weird. I don't know. He's really, really good in the 2v2. But in the 1v1, I'm not that scared of him.
No.
So I think it's maybe even because he has a pretty good anti-air, but his anti-air goes forward, so it's not as reliable. But he also has decent mid-range. I believe his 5A is 9 frames, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's around there. He has decent mid-range. He can kind of... Against, like, for at least the 1v1, right? For the anti-air moving forward is going to lose a bit to JB at times, or will just cause, like, a whiff, which is in Adachi's favor most of the time. Mm-hmm. It will, generally speaking, like, generally whenever I fight, Akatsuki, I think it's like advantage, but going into like the 2v2 though, like he does really good at dealing with the beams and with like BZO active switch.
Yeah, in the 2v2, I think for the 2v2, I would want like different parameters for like these tiers, but in a 1v1, I think it's either even or slight advantage. It's hard for me to say for certain because I fight Duck Eater and Diaphone, so I played against Akatsuki quite a bit. I also played against Chaotic as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's pretty decent. Like against them, I'm not really sure. The fact that Bitatsu is so good also helps because the way you have to fight against Adachi is you have to play really aggressive. So the Bitatsu being Bitatsu is really nice against them. So it's hard for me to say.
Yeah, this is where like the matchup, because like mentioned, Adachi's a really unique character. So like having the just the 1v1, like if it were just going off of 1v1, it gets where like he looks like he's kind of meh in a lot of matchups.
Yeah.
But then whenever you consider his like unique point options, it's just like bruh, which is what makes him so strong.
Yeah. So I think it could either be a slight advantage or even.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure. That's actually one of the only ones where I'm really mixed on. I only know for certain his 2v2 is like one of the best.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna leave him with even for now because, like mentioned, it's kind of that middle ground, which is why I think going into that for a little bit, I do want to note that this is why I like having the discussion or having like the videos with it, because you will see because if I just post him even, it's just like, okay, he just match up even. But if you with having the little interaction or like having the little discussion about like 1v1, it's not really favored. But then whatever you consider he's good at the point or like good against the active switch stuff, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So just want to clarify for that. If chat room, if you have any requests, let me know. For now, I think we can. Who are some new, right? New's gonna.
Oh, New 13. Yeah. Yeah. She loses. All like New has definitely has big issues against Adachi.
Yeah, like her projectiles just aren't as strong in this scenario. She can't really deal with the neutral. Her anti-air doesn't deal with JB at all.
Yeah, it's really bad.
All right, what about Yang? She's
in
so
a
weird.
1v1 in a 1v1 specifically in a 1v1, I think it's even in a 1v1.
Oh. I always hate this matchup. I don't know if it's granted, like I'm really bad at fighting Yang, but I hate this matchup 1v1.
So when I first played against Shinku, I remember losing because I wasn't exactly sure how to fight Adachi as Yang because she's actually pretty annoying.
Yes.
But in a 2v1 or a 2v2, it's definitely a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Do you think Adachi loses Game Wizard? Because when I play this matchup, I play really differently. I play it like really differently.
You can't play this matchup like the normal way because you can't. She has good options to deal with like his mid range, and like you can never wake up DP to try.
The big thing is 2B and 5B. Well, okay, that's Yang, right? But her 2B is really good against JB. So that's one thing that's huge, and so is 5B.
Yeah.
If Yang is in semblance, you again like if you do like Ezreal is okay against her if she doesn't have 2 bars. Super Jump JB is really good against her. Again, the DP thing does suck. So, I mean,
yeah, it's mixed. But then in the 2v2 though, I think it's solid.
I think in a 2v2 Adachi wins.
Yeah, like if she has 2 bars, she could sometimes burn in gold. But in a lot of situations, if you're using a safe setup with it, then she just fucking explodes. And if she's unfortunate enough to be already armoring at the time that you use like Azio 6P, depending on your team, she just gets absolutely fucked on health.
The reason why I'm leaning more towards even than unfavored. Okay, actually, okay. since we have getting fuck section, I think maybe you could put her in unfavored because there are definitely worse matchups than Yang.
Yeah.
But I will say when I did fight Shinku, Adachi versus Yang, and sometimes in a 1v1, I would still make the run back because even though Adachi doesn't have like the best mix up 1v1 or the best like neutral against Yang, his damage is still really high, so she has to be careful. She can't like randomly just always do things still. So
Yeah,
that's the one thing. I think being unfavored is fair though, because it's not easy.
yeah, it's definitely whatever look at. It's one of the harder matchups for Adachi. It's not like impossible for him or anything, but it's definitely one of the ones that's gonna be harder for Adachi to deal with at times.
I remember at first losing this matchup, so I had to study it, and then I came back like in the 2v2. If you really know what you're doing against Yang, she has a lot of issues. But
Yeah,
the 1v1 is not easy. It's definitely a different ball game.
I definitely feel that.
Yeah, she's tricky for sure.
Let's see. There's I believe Ragna was mentioned.
Oh, Ragna.
I hate this matchup.
I played this matchup recently.
I played Elion a lot at Frosty Faustings, and I mean like hundreds of games. And oh my fucking god, I hate this matchup. Like, okay, it's to give reference though. Like, he has really strong neutral options, and we already mentioned that Dachi's mid range is where you want to abuse, and Ragna is like mid range the machine.
Yeah.
And he has like good buttons to pressure with. He has good anti-air to deal with JB at times.
Yeah, so he has the Makoto thing going where he has a 4-frame 4-frame head and 5B, so
yep.
It's a little iffy. I will say that 5B does have no range, so
yeah.
If you do like IED over him and he tries a 5B, you will hit him. So it's like very different. I remember fighting against Master Chief recently and I played this matchup. Ragna is really bad at anywhere past 5A range, like his 5A, so yeah. I'm not exactly sure how to feel about that. I think if you abuse movement, Ragna could be okay. I think Elyon playing Jubei though makes. I mean, I'm not sure if it's a hot take about Jubei. You can place Jubei right now. I think Jubei's a losing matchup. I think that matchup is not good.
Yeah, no,
not good at all. Like you said Elyon, I'm like, oh, he plays Jubei.
Yeah, no, like it's funny too because whenever we played his Ragna Jubei was probably the worst thing for me to deal with, but like 9 Jubei, it was like the most even we've ever gone.
Even worse, like 9 and oh my, I remember talking about it after Frosty, not after Frosty, but during Frosty that the weekend where Jonah and Shinku were over in New York. I remember saying how I didn't really get to fight Elyon much, but I'm looking at his team, and I can see myself having a lot of issues if I played Adachi against them because he has 2 characters who are like really good at disrupting. And I'm even talking about 2v2, not even 1v1. 1v1, 9 wins clean. So
yeah, which is
so it's like damn.
It's interesting, but for Ragna, I think unfavored between unfavored and even but also to give that's for the 1v1. For the 2v2 though, he has Carnage Scissor to help deal with lasers and whatnot. But like besides that, that's like it.
I think in a 2v2 he's pretty bad, but
yeah,
in a 1v1 he's pretty decent, pretty good. I think 9 is really bad. Like if you could place 9 right now, I put him at the bottom. I think 9 is like one of his worst matchups.
Yeah. So 9 is weird. So 9, I've had a good track record against 9 with Adachi Ezreal, but whenever I've like and that's really weird to say, especially coming from CF, but like I've had a good track record against her, but at the same time she is one of my least favorite characters to fucking fight with Adachi.
She is really hard.
Like, the mirror is a really good option to deal with counter Zeo, because not only does it just, you get punished flat out for like 3k, or like 2.7, anytime that you are in a situation where Azio works, and if you don't want to do that, then you have to kind of approach, which is where she's good at, is dealing with your approach options.
Yeah. She outranges him, she has good air-to-airs, she has fist to contest any kind of projectile, she can anti your JB. So she pretty much has all the check marks.
Yeah.
Plus she does a lot of damage.
Plus,
So
she
it's
has
really hard.
if she's in the air, like if she's super jumped and you do like the BZO active switch, she has delayed air movement with the teleports, so she doesn't even
Yeah.
have to get to interact with the laser. So yeah, I do think this is a rough matchup.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah, I think that's one of his worst matchups. Tank? I think Tank is in a 1v1 is like decent. I mean,
well,
to be honest, he's good at dealing with projectiles, but I don't think he's good at anything else against Adachi.
yeah,
I mean,
like
he's actually better in the 2v2 than in the 1v1.
yeah, like the take's weird because his zoning is fast and it could contest to spots where Adachi wants to be to like Azeodyne, but like outside of that, in terms of pressure, in terms of dealing with half of Adachi's stuff, he's just like not really good outside once you get past like the lasers.
Yeah, I remember. I think Akatsuki and Tank are both better in the 2v2 than the 1v1. I actually think it's slight advantage for Adachi. I don't think he's very good against Adachi in a 1v1.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually his air to air is good, but he's still bad at dealing with JB because he's so big. So I think it's like good for Adachi.
Yeah, I can see that. Plus, also he's big enough to where like the JAA could sometimes like affect him on defense. Just because you could do like Rising JA and then do a follow up JA JB and just kind of like go down with it. Sometimes it could get really like just his size could be an issue at times. Plus, he's one of the characters that you could do like instant or backdash Azeodyne call an assist and then do like Azeodyne active switch, and it doesn't really matter where he is just because he's that big.
Yeah. That is one thing gamers have mentioned. He has a Yang thing going on where his armor just doesn't care about counter DPs, so that's pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good for him, but
the only other thing,
yeah,
the thing that I think would for me would move him up to even or even like probably just even would be he's like if not the only character in the game that could punish Azeodyne flat out with laser super, and that super does like 6k.
Yeah, so when he has two bars, it's a similar story to Yang and Ezreal, where you really have to respect it.
Yeah.
Although, I see you have Tank in unfavored.
I'm leaning. I'm leaning towards even though with like the stuff we've mentioned, but it's just like the 1v1 is so bad for Tank.
It's really bad. I think in a 2v2, again, in a 2v2 chart, I think it will be completely different as far as like how we put the parameters.
Yeah.
Because there's like it's not even about like unfavorable or favorite. It's about can you fight BZOdyne, can you fight Azeodyne? So it's like completely different ball game.
Ooh, you know what? Actually, well, since bringing that up, let's fix these tiers a bit. So let's do for getting fucked tier. We can replace that with like can't deal with any option. Right? Or like can't deal with 1v1 or 2v2.
Okay. So do you want to do like a combined list or two separate lists, actually, I should ask?
We can do two separate lists. That might be more concise.
Think two separate would be easier, in my opinion.
It'd be less to consider. So let's do I'll just keep this getting fucked for the time being and then let me
Yeah, keep it as getting fucked for now.
Okay, yeah, so it's the same right now. So let's do this. I'm gonna add another one at the top row for each of these, so that way I can see which one. Let's do this one 2v2 and then this one 1v1.
Yes.
Okay. So with this in mind, let's see, what ones do we want to swap around with the 1v1 list? Because I know Tank I'm gonna move, I feel like moving to unfavored.
Well, I think for stuff like unfavored or whatever, I would replace it more so with like in regards to dealing with his options, like deals well with Azeo, Bzeo, etc. Right?
Yeah.
Like I would do more so that. So I think Tank and Akatsuki would both go down.
All right. So
I think Yang would go up because she's worse in the movie too.
So
stuff like that.
We'll do for the first one can't play. I'll just do can't play.
Yeah, that's good.
For advantage, what should we do for... So, even, obviously, it's just gonna be even. Deals with Zeodyne. Let's see. And then This one is just Adachi loses. I'll just put that for the time being, and then advantage would be like,
I mean, if you don't need the tier, then you could just delete it because
that's true.
It might not be necessary.
That is very true. So let me do this. So this is gonna be so deals with Zeodyne, can't deal with Zeodyne.
How Elizabeth can play. She's really bad at dealing with the ground game. She's really bad at dealing with Zeo. She has no mix-up, so she's bad inherently. So that sucks. Even if she gets in, she's a low threat.
She's a very weak character, and I talked a little bit about that in my tier thing, and if you also want to see more description of it, earlier in the video we kind of covered it, but she has, like, no mix-up options. She's a very weak character in general, and she also just has no way to deal with his neutral outside of, like, an anti-air, which in general is just not really good. Weak to air-to-airs, and also, like, just, like, can't deal with, like, Zeodyne with the assist, she just loses flat out. Even in the solo game, like, just Zeodyne is just so easy to deal with her.
I think for the can't deal and can deal with Zeodyne, I would put like weak in 2v2 and strong in 2v2.
Oh, that's true.
Because I want to also consider assists, because some assists against Adachi are really good. This character is like really weird because he technically has one of the easiest game plans in the game, but I actually think like him overall is like kind of high skill cap. Because he has so many different things you have to worry about in different matchups.
Yeah, he's one of the more diverse characters when looking at, like, the top tiers. Because it's kind of like, not to a degree of Narukami, but similar to it, where you have to adjust your game plan a lot based on what your opponent's game plan is. But, like, so, like, example would be, like, in the can't play tier, you don't have to adjust shit. You just do Zeodyne, and then you eventually will win the game. Whereas, like, for at least this, it's like Adachi loses or getting fucked or like bad matchup lists. Like, he has to adjust a lot of how he plays.
Yeah. Just make sure. Can I see the 1v1 and 2v2? So
yeah, 2v2
can't play. Okay.
Yeah, we need to change these. So it's what can't play, strong in the 2v2. What would these be?
Yeah. So weak 2v2, strong 2v2. I'm not. Is the bottom one necessary? I'm not really sure yet. Because you're either weak or strong in the 2v2, but can't play definitely needs to be there because they literally have no options.
Yeah. And the 2v2, I'd say similar idea where it's just like, for 2v2, it's like deals with Zeodyne. And then. So
actually, I would put the last one as best characters against Adachi.
That's true.
I actually like that idea, I think. So, maybe that's a thing.
Yeah. If I could fucking hold shift for more than one button. Alright, so best characters versus Adachi. The second one, should we do deals with Zeodyne, and then the middle one is...
I want the where Yang is right now. I would put strong versus Adachi and weak versus Adachi above that. Or weak. My bad. Strong in 2v2 and weak in 2v2.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So yeah. So for 2v2 we have can't play, weak in 2v2, strong in 2v2, best characters versus Adachi, and the 1v1 we have can't play. Can't deal with Zeodyne. Let me add the deal word. Then deals with Zeodyne, Adachi loses.
Let me see 1v1. Let's see. Well, in 1v1, if you want, you could have it like traditional, where you have like even unfavored, favored.
That's true.
If you want that, I think can't play definitely should be there though, because they're really bad.
Yeah, no, I think can't play and Adachi loses is there. Yeah, we could add that line and do advantage, whatnot.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Advantage, even.
Like slight advantage, I guess even.
and then
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Yeah. That should be good.
Yeah, this should be a good parameter to set it with. So with that, for the 1v1 list, I feel like most of this is still the same. Kinda, although...
Yeah, for 1v1, I think tank is advantage and Akatsuki's like even-ish.
Yeah.
Or advantage, whatever one you want to put.
I would go with even. I think that's a good middle ground there. And then most of this would make sense.
Yeah, Yang could go between advantage or disadvantage depending on how you feel about that.
I mean, it's hard for me to say for Yang because I personally fucking hate this character.
Yeah, I don't know. She's tough. I think 1v1 you could put disadvantage.
Yeah.
But I think in 2v2 for sure Adachi wins.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So for 2v2, Yang is weak in the 2v2. But in the 1v1, yeah. Because, like, against this character, it's weird, because, like, she's not the hardest to deal with, but she's also just, like, sometimes with the shit that she gets away with, it just gets fucking... It just gets the blood boiling.
Unsafe, we talked about Nail for a bit. So I mentioned how she can actually deal with BZO with the counter, but I think that's not enough. She's really bad otherwise in both 2v2 and 1v1.
Yeah.
So that's why we put her there.
Yeah, she has just a lot of, like, issues that outside of the... She can deal with BZO, but a lot of her options outside of that just get a little bit weaker.
Okay, there's a lot of questions coming in.
Yeah,
so I kind of want to move along. So one thing I will address, though, about Akatsuki, real quick, for 2v2, is it's not only... The DP is a very big thing. Like, that's why I think he's one of the best. But that's not the only thing. He also has very good assists versus Adachi. His assists are extremely fast and forward advancing. And another thing is Bitatsu assist is very annoying for Adachi to deal with. Adachi does not like forcing, like dealing with forcing anyway, because he wants to set up in neutral. So that's why Kudwa is also very good against Adachi.
Yeah, like having...
He has this, mini force move.
Having, like, forward advancing moves to force situation and kind of get Adachi blocking, or, like, where just generally he's not able to get his either, like, JB movement going or, like, Zeodynes, it can be an issue as well. And generally, like, characters that have a bunch of that going on, because Akatsuki is just a forward-moving machine. Like, he just fucking keeps going, as well as, like you already mentioned, fast assist could be rough. Like, like I mentioned, 5P could be a... like, Mai's 5P could be really good to deal with Adachi.
Yeah.
But I see in the chat somebody asked about Yumi. This is gonna be a good one.
Oh, Yumi? So I think for the rest of how we do this, we should probably place the characters on both lists at the same time.
Yes.
So when we're done with one list, we don't have to do it all over again.
Correct. Yeah, so I want to let's talk about the 1v1, and let's go into the 2v2.
So I think in a 1v1, Adachi versus Yumi is even. I think
agree.
it's fine.
I actually would super agree with that.
I think in a 2v2, for different reasons, it's also even. Evenish. In a 2v2.
Yeah, let me add...
So I think she's even in both, in my opinion.
So let me add a middle tier for this that says, like, even for the 2v2.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, because I actually agree with that a lot, because Yumi has a lot of options in general, but, like, for the neutral, her mid-range is, like, okay in a lot of the situations, and she has the ability to kind of contest, but at the same time, she doesn't have, like, enough in terms to deal with, like, Zeodyne.
Yeah. The one thing that she does have that's pretty good is J236C against Zeodyne, which is the main reason why I put her in even for 2v2.
Yeah.
It's really nice to be able to just stop it. And she also has a super that can stop it.
Yeah, she has good ranged options for a lot, like, for the projectiles, but, like, outside of that, in terms of, like, using, like, J236B, or, like, doing the diagonal fireballs or anything like that, is just, she can't really contest that much in that regard.
Yeah. They both have really fast 5As and really slow 5Bs, so that's cool.
Yeah. She has a harder time dealing with, anti-airing JB, though.
Yes, her 2B is, like, really inconsistent, actually.
Yeah. Because that's something I've been finding while swapping to this character is, like, this matchup just feels even-ish. Like at times, if granted the kind of lopsidedness of the matchup can show because whenever Yumi kind of gets started, you just eat like 7k and then you're in the corner and it's just like fuck me. And then if you're in the other shoe, it's like Adachi gets started and you just can't really do much.
Yeah, they're both pretty snowbally. So
yeah,
yeah.
So I think even's good.
So I think Yumi technically is a better 1v1 character, but at the same time, Adachi can still match her just because he has pretty good tools for everything. To be honest, he can actually reaction super a lot of things Yumi can do as well, which I value a lot in 1v1s.
Yes.
I think that can swing a matchup for sure. So I think Yumi is technically a better 1v1 character, but I think Adachi can just play just fine. I think since the 2v2 is so snowbally, though, it's even.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree with a lot of that, because it's like...
Yeah.
It really can show, and I don't, because another thing I want to note with this is that, like, especially whenever looking at, like, oh, who's advantage, who's disadvantage, it's like, I don't think Yumi is as bad as a matchup as Yang, for example. Or for, like, I don't think it matches with the other characters, so I think that's would be another reason to keep it even. I think it's a similar struggle to with Ragna.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat mentioned Hazama.
Yeah, Hazama. I think Hazama does really bad.
Yeah,
Hazama
gets fucked.
No matter what situation, I think he's really bad against Adachi.
Yeah, I think Gant play is the spot for both.
Yeah, he actually has next to no options. He's really, really bad against Adachi.
Yeah, it's really rough for him. Because, like, Adachi has because whenever dealing with Hazama, you want to have a good option to, like, mash or, like, anti-air against chain, like, the chain JBB follow-up, and Adachi has low commit mash options that just lead to 7k, and if he goes for the feint, it doesn't matter because Adachi recovered in time. He doesn't have any sort of way to deal with Zeodyne or, like, reliably.
He also sucks versus JB, so that's pretty funny.
Exactly. So, overall, really you can't really play that much. Let me see if the chat had any other...
I didn't see anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it can hide projectile be Adachi. Okay, so let's do hide right now.
Yeah.
I think in a 1v1 Adachi has slight advantage. He it's not like he can't play, but Hyde is definitely not the character you want to be playing against Adachi if you can help it. But I think it's not as bad as above characters.
Yeah.
I think in a 2v2.
I feel like he still does good in the 2v2.
I think, it's weird because technically he has one of the best options against Adachi, which is the EX Ben Sinister, but also, not only that, similar to Akatsuki, his 6P and 5P are very good.
Yeah.
So I think with the 6P and 5P, I think I would move him more so even-ish, like even. Like, 2v2.
Yeah, I would agree that he's, like, on the weaker side of even. Like, if if he didn't have, like, if one of his tools was slightly weaker, I'd make more of an argument for weak in the 2v2, but he has been sinister, and he has some options to deal with Adachi, but especially for the 1v1, his 1v1 game is just not very strong against what Adachi's game plan is, and a lot of, like, options that Adachi has just outright beat his at times. You do have to be worrying about Bid Sinister, but if you're
and just... also, I should also mention this, 2B. His 2B is one of the best in the game, so that's really good.
Yes, he's one of the ones that can deal with anti-air JB.
Yeah. Real quick, when you go to 2v2, could you move Akatsuki and Blitztank down to strong in 2v2?
Yes. Oh my bad. I was getting confused a little bit for myself on where everybody was. Thank you for the follow, old Zero Star.
Yeah. Chie? Okay, Chie.
Chie. I want to say.
I mean, I never really cared for this character.
I feel like this character. Granted, my Chie experience is kind of lacking, but I feel like this matchup is kind of hard for Adachi at times. Like, she has good pressure options. She has good... whenever she gets started, it's really difficult for Adachi to actually, like, deal with her. But at the same time, she also doesn't have great options to deal with Zio and whatnot. Outside of Meteors.
I think the big thing about Chie that I don't like, as far as how she fights him in a 1v1, is she is so bad against JB. Her anti-air is terrible.
That's true.
So it's like, you can just be jumping, and she doesn't have that many options. And also, her mid-range isn't very fantastic either, so I don't really...
Yeah.
So the one thing about Chie that is hard is she is Chie, so she will win randomly.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I think that's the part that kind of gets me the most.
I think that could be more even, if anything, for an argument, but I don't think he loses at all. Like, I think Chie isn't very good in a 1v1. In a 2v2, the only thing that really matters is Agni Astra, as far as that goes, because her assists aren't very good against Adachi, so...
Yeah, I'd say so. Probably weak in the 2v2.
Yeah, weak in the 2v2, but I guess you could like more evenish.
Yeah, because I feel like her it's a mix, because at the same time, like, I think on paper Adachi beats her in a lot of regard, but she is Chie, like mentioned, so she will just you make one fucking mistake and you explode.
Yeah. Another thing about Chie is it really depends on the team. I mean, if it's Ruby Chie, she'll have Ruby 6P, which if we get to later on, it's one of the best assists against Adachi, so it's like pretty tricky, but I think Chie overall is not the way. Yeah. Although she's one of the best characters in the game, so it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, it kind of breaks more into... For Chie, yeah, like I mentioned, it's unique, because if you have a Chie team that doesn't deal with Adachi, like, I guess just as an example, it's not a good team, but like, let's say you run like Chie Neo, right? If Neo's assists don't let you really deal with, like, just answer the neutral situation or answer the mid-range that Chie wants the answer to, but if you're able to cover the mid-range and cover some of the options that Adachi wants you to cover, then I feel like Chie moves into the better matchups. But if she just doesn't get to play that much, then you can't really win.
Okay.
How do Chie's partners deal with Adachi though?
I think I mean, the Chie team I see the most is obviously Ruby. Ruby's very good. I think anything else though for Chie teams, I mean, Chie, Hilda,
Chie Adachi.
My bad. I don't like Hilda's assist against Adachi, I should say, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really know. But I would rather get to those later than thinking about it right now.
Yeah. Like, that also breaks into, like, how does Chie interact with 52 other characters, and I'm not fucking dealing with that.
So, I saw Mitsuru Yuzuriha just below Chie, so I'm going to talk about those two real quick since I play this matchup a lot.
Yeah. So,
in a 1v1, I think Adachi beats Yuzu, and Adachi has real issues, like really serious issues, against Mitsuru. Like, I think closer to where 9 is, I think, actually.
I'm actually inclined to agree with that. I don't have clear as much experience because you played with base a good lot with this, but in the solo, like, round start, Adachi is one of the few characters that can really contest 5A, like, well. So it kind of just skews what she's really known for and what she's, like, I wouldn't say one of her best options, but, like, one of her best options is, like, her round start and her neutral game at the start of the round. So Adachi's able to skew that, as well as just some situations where, like, Adachi's just able to get started and Mitsuru does not have a great time dealing with it. But in the 2v2, with, like, the assist following up with her on point and whatnot, it's really rough.
Well, I actually meant it in the opposite way. I think she's really bad in a 2v2, but really good in the 1v1, actually. That's actually what I think. Okay,
so you mean, so for the 2v2, she's weak in the 2v2, but she's good in the 1v1.
Yeah, that's actually what I think.
Would you say...
In a 2v2, so, okay, let me explain this, actually. In a 2v2, she has very bad options against JB assist and beam assist. Like, if you look at her teams, like, it's just like, first of all, her assists don't do anything, right? Yes. Second of all, even her other partners don't do anything against, like, Adachi if you're, like, playing well. So it's like, so JB assist is really good against her. Beam assist is really good against her. So you can overall just dance around her and, like, give her really bad issues as long as you have, like, your team to play with you. But in 1v1, she is really oppressive. Like,
Yeah,
she is very impressive in a 1v1 because JA is faster than all your normals. Her 5A is like 3 times the length of your 5A.
that's very true.
So she's very good in a 1v1, I think. And Kudua obviously broken. But in a 2v2, I think she's not very good. Obviously, it's not as bad as like Platinum, but she has it.
She has for the 2v2. Yeah, I think weak in the 2v2 is fair. And for this, I don't know if she's as. Granted, you have more experience with this matchup, but I don't know if she's as bad as 9, at least for me.
Well, okay, maybe not as bad as 9, because
But
there's only like 2 other characters I'd probably put there.
Yeah.
Though.
I think disadvantage, and we'll come back to her if we looking at the rest of them, because it's like whoever else ends up in disadvantage. If it's like if Mitsuru is like the queen of disadvantage, she might just move into the Adachi loses.
For sure.
All right, Yuzu
and Yuzu, I think Adachi beats like advantage in both 1v1 and 2v2.
Agreed.
I think if it was pre-patch, Yuzu will probably do a bit better, but not that much better. I mean,
I feel like pre-patch, if in the 1v1, it would still be similar. I think Adachi just does really well against her in the 1v1 in general. And then if this was 2v2, I feel like she'd be even or strong just because of how strong 6P was and how strong 6P would be against dealing with AZO stuff.
Her slashes in general would be much stronger.
Yeah.
But her slashes are really slow. So she's really bad at dealing with beam. She can't anti-air him. Those are really 2 bad things against Adachi, and she also loses mid-range. So if you lose mid-range to Adachi, like you have problems. Like if he's in 5-8 range, Yuzu cannot do anything.
Along with that, Adachi actually has one of the better anti-airs to deal with if she's going for like the cross-up slashes in the air. His 2B can actually reach far enough and just get a conversion.
Yeah.
So it's a good option to deal with her.
Yeah. So that's what I think for that.
Yeah, I don't think there's much else to add against Yuzu. It's just hard. Her mid range is not very good against Adachi, and her assists are too slow or don't reach far enough to really deal with JB or with AZO plus assist.
Yeah. I saw Blake, so we should do Blake next.
What do you think of this?
This matchup is pretty funny. So in a 1v1, she does really well.
I think. Would you say 9? Because I'm inclined. What do you think? I want to hear you, because this, to me, I fucking hate this matchup.
Give me 1 second, but yeah, you can put her down there.
Okay, so Tempest is gone for a little bit, so I think this matchup fucking sucks. Her JB and 5B range could teleport, could test the AZO and his persona options really, really well. And general, her neutral game is just really strong. She has a good options to air to air and deal with JB at times. And her general game plan is really evasive in higher range, where Adachi just is not very good. Or can't really deal with that fast. As well as also Vorpal Blade a lot, because of she's really fast in the air. Vorpal Blade often will just miss if you go for it. So
Alright, I am back. But yes, I think Adachi loses really bad to Blake in the 1v1.
Yeah, I was just telling the chat room, her general gameplay, for 5B and JB are really strong options for beta rage, as well as contesting the persona. Her existence in the air, because she mainly just is going to be either running up and pressing 5B, or she's going to be really fucking far up in the air, and Adachi can't really contest that option, and it's good to delay, with delay air movement, to deal with, AZO plus assist, or even just in general with AZO. This matchup's really fucking hard.
Yeah, in the 1v1, Adachi has really hard. He has really, he has to approach it so differently, but she could just run her normal game plan, so it's really hard.
Yeah.
In a 2v2, it's not as bad as the 1v1, but I still think she does pretty well, because she can break the persona pretty easily because of her range. And, she can just spin in the air against BZOdyne, which is something that Hosma is worse at, which is really funny, by the way. She can just keep spinning in the air.
Delay air movement to deal with the Zeodynes, as well as mentioned. Similar idea with that, but she also just does well at avoiding his standard assists in terms for good Adachi teams. A lot of his assists just won't reach that high, or in general it's just gonna be a rough time for Adachi there. So I would agree. Yeah. It's obviously not as bad as the 1v1. The The 1v1, it's just fucking sad.
Oh yeah, he as unsafe. Adachi also cannot anti-air her, so
Yeah, that's true.
so bad.
So
It's really bad.
Adachi 2B is funny because it's like it's really good at times and then one of the worst anti-airs in others.
It's bad when it doesn't work. Basically, it's really bad when it doesn't work.
Yeah, but whenever it works though, it kind of hits different.
It definitely does. Pretty funny for sure. Someone asked for Celica.
Okay. I'm not very familiar with this matchup. I've played this matchup maybe a handful of times at most, and I ran into an issue where, or not like even an issue, the Celica ran into an issue where I push blocked her, like, I think it's like 5 BBB, the car move, right? Where she moves forward. I push blocked it and Azio'd, and she ended up on the other side of me without hitting me and died. So I don't know if that was just like one time thing, but I think this character is not good at dealing with Adachi.
Yeah. So in a 1v1, I just put her in advantage for 1v1. I still think she can play.
Yeah.
Because she had. So basically, I'm just gonna say this: 5A, and
That's true.
what's that move? I don't know what it's called, but it has armor and it advances forward. It's kind of decent.
The overhead or the
214C in CF. I don't know what it is. Is it 214A in this game?
The one where she like reels back and kind of has the big slam, or is it the other one?
It's the one where she just like rushes forward. It has projectile armor. Not the overhead. It's
the rocket thing where she just
rocket. Yeah. So that move is pretty decent. Not during Beziodyne, during Aziodyne more so.
That's true.
Yeah, so I think that's okay. But her anti-air is not good in this game, if I remember correctly. I don't she definitely doesn't have the CF anti-air, which is broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
She doesn't have that in this game. Her air normals are really slow, so her dealing with JB is not good. So yeah, in a 1v1, she's not very good, but the 5A is really good. Her 5A is like, again, Mitsuru Weiss level, where she definitely can just mash it, and it's hard to deal with.
Yeah, I think that, and just like some of her movement options, I think are the two best things that would keep her out of like the can't play area. But I'm also super unfamiliar with this matchup, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, so unsafe. Unsafe. I mean, I would actually rather ask unsafe. Do you think it's even 1v1 and disadvantage 2v2?
That's actually a good point, because unsafe is like
that might be closer to the truth, because she actually has more options than some of those other characters in that line. To be fair.
Yeah, I know her assists would not be that. I feel like it wouldn't be that good in the 2v2.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think she's worse in the 2v2. So actually, it might actually just be even 1v1 and disadvantage 2v2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw her up in there for the disadvantage.
Kind of similar to Weiss, I guess.
Yeah, I could see an argument for those side, but I want to see what.
Yeah, I wish this character didn't I wish this character actually existed, so I could have a more concise opinion. But
yeah, she just, I don't know. Celica's a weird one. She doesn't see play.
I don't even think she's bad. It's just she's just not that good, so it's okay. There's no reason to play her. Although she's countered by chip damage, so again, Aziodyne,
yeah, it's even because she could bust out on him in the 1v1. So you're saying even in the 1v1, yeah, because like mentioned with all that, and then the 2v2, her assists don't do much.
Yeah, her assists are terrible. So
yeah,
I mean.
I feel safe with that.
Yeah, I actually think that's pretty accurate. She's also kind of annoying to anti-air because again the anti-air bait. So yeah. I'd probably do something like this.
I agree with that.
Someone said Mika versus Adachi. Okay, this is a very real one.
Yeah. I think we
so
both have
in a
experience with this.
2v2, I'm putting her this is hard because I would in a 2v2. I think she's. Okay, I don't think she's 9 because her assists aren't as good.
That's true.
She's really busted in the 2v2. Mika versus Adachi. She is so good in the 2v2. Like she can really like stop her.
She has like good air. She has good air movement. She has the JBB, well, charge B rather to contest
B,
that.
yeah.
And EX fucking missile.
That move
good.
is really dumb against Adachi.
Yeah, so I think that's fine. I think maybe 9 area is like probably too much, but
she's really one of the best characters. Like strong. There's not that many characters who are strong in a 2v2 against Adachi, I think. So, like the fact that she's there is already good.
Yeah.
In a 1v1, it's more tricky because there's like a lot more things to consider. But
I would lean honestly more towards even. For me, at least.
Yeah, because she can't, like, Adachi cannot anti-air her, which is, like, really annoying. Okay, Adachi sucks at anti-airing, so that's the one thing, right?
Yeah.
But her jump is really good.
Yeah.
So it's, like, even worse.
You have to, I fight a lot whenever I fight this character. I'm just avoiding or trying to air her whenever she's, like, jumping at me.
Yeah.
So.
And Missile's also really annoying. Doing Ezreal in a 1v1 is hard against her, so, although, I talk about jumping, and again, her 2B has late head invul, so she's not very good versus his JB.
Yeah, I feel like...
And she also has to play in his 5A range, so that's also not the best either.
Yeah, I feel like the neutral game, like the grounded neutral, is going to be leaning towards Adachi in a lot of regard, but she is one of the characters that forces Adachi to play differently, which is already a good sign.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follows, Fattest Ape, Din Ravier, and I don't think I'm saying your name, but thank you.
Yeah, I feel comfortable with that placement for Mika for both.
I think she's close to disadvantage in some regard, but like I think the neutral, like the grounded neutral, is just Adachi favored.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. So what was the other? Chat room is exploding.
I actually didn't see another one.
Well, I remember you mentioning Weiss, so let's talk about Weiss.
Oh yeah, Weiss. So I think in a Weiss, again, similar to Mitsuru, in a 1v2 she loses, or maybe not 1v2, 2v2 she loses, but in a 1v1 it's like pretty annoying.
I kind of so for 2v2 you said it was like
2v2 I think Weiss loses.
Weiss loses. Okay. But I could agree with that. Her assists are like okay. You get a chance to play with 6P, but like everything else is kind of just lackluster in this. Yeah. But and then for the 1v1 though, she's actually one of the few characters that like rapier characters that whenever at round start you can't just 5A her 5A. Her 5A just wins.
Yeah, I remember trying that a lot. It never worked. So
I labbed that out for a while, and I was finding that it was working, and then I went on netplay, and I got it once, and then I labbed it again, and I realized that I was just 1 frame off on my timings, and I got so fucking mad. But, yeah, so, like, her neutral is, like, really good against Adachi, as well as, like, good fireballs, and just, like, she can be really annoying for Adachi to deal with.
Yeah.
But... And kind of mentioned strong in the mid range, strong in the like good good jump in options and whatnot.
Yeah, one thing I will say about her though is she's pretty good at anti-airing because her 5B is pretty big.
Yeah,
so that's pretty good.
I think 1v1 she does well is she's like one of the harder characters, but 2v2 I think she just she has like mentioned 6P, but she has no way of dealing with Zeodines.
Yeah, her Dwa is also worse than Mitsuru, so it's actually, like, pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a lot of characters in chat right now.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hey, fucking... How many questions do we gotta ask? One at a time.
So... Right.
I'm gonna go...
Aki
let's do Aki, then Gord.
Okay. So Akihiko is a really funny one. Okay. So...
Yeah.
I think Akihiko is weak in a 2v2, but in a 1v1 he's like a beast. Like
yes, yeah, no, I was waiting for that. Do you think 9 area? I'm not.
No.
Yeah. I think just like similar to Weiss in all regard.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, I'm not even sure if I would put it in disadvantage, but like it's like he's kind of a beast in the sense that like he he has the most consistent anti-air against JB,
Yeah.
and you have to fight him on the ground, so it's like kind of sus. And also 7-frame JA.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's kind of even. I remember playing Jonah a lot, and I mean a lot when he came over. Like, I played over 50 matches.
Yeah.
For sure that weekend. So I'm pretty comfortable in this matchup.
I'd believe you. I have not played. I've played this matchup a little bit between like Chaotic and whatever he did play for a little bit for 2.0 and Price. And I'm confident in this, but at the same time, like, he's very similar to, I think I mentioned with Yumi, where she's like good on paper to deal with him, and it does force a different game plan. But like, yeah, I think even is fine for Akihiko. Yeah. I think that's a good call. But 2v2, he's
yeah, not the best. Although one thing I have to mention, Game Wizard, the thing about his 2B, it's a bit different because you have to anti-air earlier, but the head of vote on his anti-air starts really early. But also forget about consistency real quick. I will say it's not as consistent as some other characters, but the risk reward can kind of deter you from wanting to jump on him in the first place, because he has some of the highest damaging anti-air combos in the game. Like, you might lose 10k if you wrong. So it's like
yeah. It's definitely a rough one. Like, it's rough because it's similar to Chie in a regard, but like he has better neutral options, a better mid range than Chie.
Yeah, I will say another thing about Akihiko is his low jump arc is really annoying in the 1v1.
Yes,
I can't anti-air him ever. Like,
it's
I don't
rough.
even try.
Adachi can't contest Aki JA, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
it's not. I think in a 1v1 it's even. 2v2, I think he's one of the less losing ones in a 2v2, but he still like loses a bit because I mean, you can't just like sway through BZO Dynac to switch, because you can just have your partner hit them.
Yeah, exactly. That'll also just come down a little bit to your assists or your team, because like I think like Adachi Yu and Yumi Adachi both are ones that he could sway, but like it's tough to sway through all that. And then, but if you like run Adachi Ezreal, I've definitely hit somebody mad hard for trying that.
Yeah, against Ezreal, Game Wizard, he can just get free meter. It's pretty good. Also quirk assist in a 2v2, so he's not that bad in a 2v2.
Yeah,
but
I feel like he might be more even.
He might be more even, in a 2v2 actually.
Yeah.
Also, he can Mazio. Okay, I actually put him more in even, because he can. I forgot he can also Mazio Dine.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's true. So I probably put him in even actually for 2v2.
Yeah, I would agree with that actually. I honestly forgot he had Mazio Dine. I have not played this matchup since January.
Yeah.
Let me see.
It's also kind of team comp dependent, because Jonah played Aki Ruby, but I think Aki Carmine does better, because Carmine versus Adachi is one of the most annoying matchups I have ever played in this game. So,
yeah. Well, let's do Gordo, then let's go to Carmine.
Okay.
Gordo.
I think Gordo is pretty bad against Adachi.
Do you think he can play or no? Because I don't know if he can play. In the 1v1, I think he can play. But in
actually, in a 1v1 he can play, but a 2v2 I think he's really bad.
Yeah. 2v2.
I remember playing against Gears, and it was just like, no, even with Ruby assist, it's not possible.
Yeah, like his 6p for the 2v2, his 5p is like good, but it doesn't reach as far as it needs to. Like, it's just a little bit out of reach of what it needs to be like on par with like the line below him. As well as like 6p, similar idea. Like, it's just too slow.
Yes. It's like I remember like talking to Gears about it after we played, because I know Gears does pretty well against most Adachi players, but again, especially when you fight my team, it's like playing a Gordo against that is so bad. It's like his assist kit does not do anything against Adachi in the 2v2. It's actually so bad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
And I think also, like, because you mentioned it, where Gears does really well and gets a lot of Adachi players, and I think that's just down to, like, the player being really fucking good.
Yeah.
compared to the character. Because I mean, like Gears has made Gordo look not fucking bad for a while now. I don't personally, I don't think he's that bad, but whenever I watch Gears, like, because I studied the fuck out of Gears for Arc Revo because we were in the same LCQ pools, and I was like, dang, this Gears is making him look really fucking good. But at the same time, it's just like, or like, you know, like 2.0, but without the what was it, 1.3, but without the invuln.
Yeah,
so
not very good. I mean, in a 1v1, it's still advantage, but at least he can do more things, I guess.
Yeah, he has mid-range options against Adachi, and which is like something to note, as well as like depending on your spacing with Adachi, he can die if he misplaces a 5B, but like his neutral, you could just play around Adachi decently. It's like it's a matchup where Adachi doesn't really have to change his game plan much, and Gord does, but he isn't like struggling like the folks above him where he's like kind of just lost.
Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, but that's pretty much about Gord. I know you said you wanted to do Carmine. I think Carmine is at the bottom on both of these lists. He is so annoying.
I hate this character. I hate this character so fucking much.
He is so good. I guess, especially since I play both a lot, it's like, no.
Yeah.
When I see Adachi, I actually use Carmine. I use Mika Carmine. It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a good team for this. So, because we've mentioned a few Adachi's weaknesses are a bad anti-air, mid-range is lacking at times, and those are his main two things. That if you have ways to deal with, if you have ways to deal with AZ or whatnot, that kind of gets more specific. But yeah, for those two, and Carmine is a mid-range fucking machine, is really sticky. Like, it's hard to get Carmine off you at times. And even though you get him off, if like with a push block or whatever, he's like fast, so he just runs back in and just forces the mid range again. He has,
and his 2C is so good.
It's so I fucking hate that button. It's super good against Adachi because not only if you don't hit Adachi with it, like at like tipper range, if you don't hit Adachi with it, you're still breaking the persona, and then you can just cancel it.
Yeah,
and if it connects, you died.
Yeah.
And his assists are good.
So, as gamers have said, the only problem Carmine has against Adachi is dealing with JB. That is the literal only thing.
Yeah.
Because everything else is so annoying. Like, dealing with dissolve puddles, like specifically pinwheel dissolve puddles as Adachi, is so hard. Like, if, for example, right? Say he wants to do B0 time plus assist, and you have a puddle, like, not even on top of him. Like, it has to be, like, somewhere like at least 3 character spaces away from where Adachi is. You can super jump, normal pinwheel, and have the puddle hit Adachi and the assist. It's like, wow, you did it.
you played BBTAG.
If you really wanted to make sure, you can also just EX wheel. The wheel is bigger, so it's just like, yeah, no, that matchup is trash.
Yeah,
in both regards. That's a really big counter pick.
I 100% agree. This character has been a problem in my side for so fucking long, and it only got worse when I swapped to Adachi.
Okay.
Let's see. I saw somebody mention a character. It was... I think it's gone now. Yeah, Susan.
Oh my god, no.
You saw it.
Gamers are just right. No. I remember there are so many times I played against Adachi or played against Carmine in the matchup where the Carmine will do 5B, it'll hit the persona, then he'll do 5BB and hit Adachi and combo into Bloodhouse.
Fucking hate that, actually. Yeah, that's bad. Let's talk about your favorite character to fight, Susanoo.
Okay, yeah, Susanoo is really annoying.
I think in the 1v1, Adachi does well. Like, I think Adachi's like good, but in the 2v2, it's rough.
I actually think in a 2v2 I think 2v2 is even, and I think actually 1v1 is even. I wouldn't say it's advantage per se, even though he has trouble dealing with JB because the risk reward is so bad. This is one of the only matchups where Adachi, you don't want to like play risk reward against a Susanoo. That's so bad. That's
super true, actually.
So I think he's really bad at dealing with JB, but he does have good air to airs, which helps, right?
Yes.
Good air to airs.
Susan
does have Susan, right?
Yeah, Susan has good air to airs. He has good So he's a good air to airs. Has, I mean, we all know his fucking damage is stupid.
Yeah.
You can't burst it.
Yeah, he's really good at just stopping Adachi in his tracks in general. In the 2v2, he has a super, which is really good.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I can see. Let me move him
like,
to even.
As gamers have said, you want to play more in the air. The only problem with that though is his air to airs are also strong, so you have to watch out. You can't just like do things. And also in a 2v2, his 6p is really annoying.
Yes. I fucking hate his 6p actually. Like it's super strong at because it not only breaks the persona, but it also like hits Adachi and like
your partner,
Yeah. So it's like really, really strong for 6p to deal with that stuff. And the 1v1, like mentioned, you want to play in the air against stuff, but good air to airs obviously help, as well as like on the ground, I feel like Adachi does okay at times, but it's also like once Adachi gets started, it's hard for Souza to deal with for the most part. But it's also the same regard. Once Souza gets started, Adachi died.
Yeah, it's really snowbally. It's kind of similar to Yumi, where it's also really snowbally. So you have to like play different.
I would compare it similar to Yumi in the sense, not necessarily with like the good air dares or whatnot, but like mentioned, once it's really snowbally, and then they both have to change their game plans a little bit to interact with each other in neutral.
Yeah. So that's what I think. It's definitely probably top 3 most played matchups because I play Fame so much. So I'm pretty confident in saying that. Okay. So Yosuke and then Az. Okay.
Yep. All right. So
Yosuke. I think Yosuke is like Yosuke loses in a 2v2. In a 1v1, it's a bit harder, but I'm not.
For me at least, for Yosuke, I feel like in the 1v1. I mean, for the 2v2, I 100% agree. He's weak in the 2v2, but for the 1v1, he's between for me being weak or like advantage. I think he probably does better than some of the other characters in this list for the advantage.
Yeah.
I don't think he does as well as the characters in even. He's a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you wanted to potentially order it, maybe a bit, if you really wanted to like display it, you could.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't think he's a Mika in a 1v1 for sure, because he's more so annoying rather than good in a 1v1. I think.
Yeah. He's a really weird character because like if you he has delayed air movement, he has ways to kind of deal with he has good air buttons, he has like whatnot. His mid range is pretty solid with 5B, but like overall, Adachi does just really well in the matchup. Yeah.
So one thing I will say is, Adachi players don't do this often, but 236C is actually really annoying for Yosuke to deal with. Like, if he's ever trying to flip, even over in front of you, like you could just bring the persona down and hit him.
Yeah,
so, and you get a combo, so it's like, okay.
Exactly, because especially if you hit him in the middle of flip, it's just, you do the 236C, which just calls him out, and you could do it in the air even, and then just, as long as you're moving forward a little bit with it, you just always get a combo, and then he has, Yosuke's defense is Yosuke defense, so he just dies at times.
At least, I will say his anti-air is pretty... So his anti-air is technically one of the best in the game, but technically JB is JB, so it's like, I'm not really sure how well he'll do. It's kind of good, but at the same time, it's a Adachi JB, so it's a mix of both.
Yeah, I want to say I feel either way. I feel between even or advantage. I feel like Adachi's at an advantage, but he's definitely one of the ones that's closer to even.
Yeah. Maybe later on we could potentially order this, but
yeah, for the time being, we'll leave it at that. And Vinny with the Adachi JB needs to go. Nah, dude, it's so fun. It's such a cool button.
Yeah.
Ezreal. All right.
Ezreal. Okay, so you know a lot about Ezreal.
I think in the 1v1 for Ezreal, I think... okay, so here's the thing. Here's the weird thing with Ezreal, for me at least. So, you could Growler... Okay, so the 2v2. Let's just talk about the 2v2 first, because I feel like that's the one. He's weak in the 2v2. I think. He does not do well in the 2v2, because Growler doesn't actually punish a Zeodyne, because the Persona's in the way.
Yes.
And as a Adachi player, whenever I fight Ezreals, if I notice they are growling my A Zeodyne, I will just call B Zeodyne instead, and if they hold the Growler, I get to sandwich them, call an assist,
Yes.
CC, and they die. And because
Yes, correct.
and then if they even like if they even if they recover and block, you are now blocking B Zeodyne BGs.
Yes. Another thing. So one thing I do have to ask is, how do you feel about? This is a very important thing when it comes to fighting New 13, especially in Res. But so you know how when sometimes you have Ezreal in the back and you're fighting against zoners, you'll hold 4P.
Yes.
How do you feel about that against Adachi actually? Because he's fully invul taking the entire like thing.
I feel like it doesn't matter in a lot of situations, like, which is weird because yeah, like mentioned, you will hold 4P a lot to really contest the projectiles pressure, especially if there's a gap. But if I'm, let's say I played my Adachi Ezreal and I blocked a Azeodyne 6P and then I'm holding 4P, a lot of the time because the active switch, I just will jump over. It literally doesn't change the situation because it's just the case where now you just have somebody blocking and Ezreal absorbing, to where you just call your assist CC and then they're in a sandwich, and if they fuck up like immediately, then you just lose. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like 4P is, you would think that 4P is a strong option against Adachi, but in my experience, it is not.
I see. One thing I will say about Ezreal is Blackhawk Singer is one of the best supers against Adachi because you can punish A0 on block, which is pretty huge.
Yeah, that is like one of his saving graces for the matchup, as well as like just being Ezreal. So if he gets the hit, he kind of just like takes you to the corner and then just you gotta watch.
I know for a fact that in a 1v1 Adachi wins though, because I played that matchup quite a bit.
It's bad. It's bad for I agree with that. I think he just loses in both regards.
Yeah, and a 2v2 is definitely more of an argument, but
I feel like
you can punish safe jumps. Yes, he can. Blackhawk Singer freezes you in time, so he'll hit you out of your safe jump. It's pretty funny.
I mentioned this actually a bit, whatever. So if people are interested or whatnot, learning how to fight Ezreal or whatever, I made a guide for how to fight Ezreal, and I cover a lot of his options, and a lot of it I covered as Adachi. So if you want more detailed stuff or like more visual examples of what we're talking about here, watch that. And also just just watch that. And thank you, D Wolfie, for the follow. But yeah. So I think he just loses both regards. I don't think there's. Whenever I played this matchup, I don't think it's bad. Especially, like, I think playing as Ezreal, I don't think it's super bad, but at the same time, I don't think, in, like, the 1v1, I think all these characters that even do a lot better. Same idea.
No. In the 1v1, Adachi definitely beats. He can't even anti-her. Like, that's
yeah, he can't anti-her. His 2B, Ezreal's 2B is so bad that if you do cross-up JB, if he does 2B, and Adachi does cross-up JB, at times, he will just head and vul through the JB. Adachi will run up and just whiff punish his fucking... like, it's bad. And,
I've had it happen before.
It's bad. And thank you, Ahego Axis and Vinny, for the follows.
Yeah. But I think in the 2v2, he's slightly better. Not that much better, but he's, like, definitely more of a threat than in the 1v1.
Yeah,
sure.
I think the only thing that if Blackhawk's really good, but there is some situations, depending on your team, if your assist is too far back, whenever you call and do, like, Azio plus 6P and then whatnot, he can Blackhawk, but if you can active switch against some characters, and then Blackhawk just whiffs, and as long as you don't get hit by the extended hit frames, then you die.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's like it's a really odd one, but he just loses it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So someone asked for Hawkman. So okay. Right now, Hawkman in the 2v2 definitely strong. I do not like that at all.
I agree.
He's very good.
He has good options because of his DP. If you're too close to it, he can just fucking reach out and grab you if you do BZO active switch. And even without that, he's just able to contest there, as well as just putting the if you're doing like Azios or if you have any projectile assists, if he's able to cut those, you're just limiting a lot of Adachi's movement.
Yes. And another thing is he can cut Zeodyne. So that is another thing.
That is very true. In the 1v1...
Yeah. In the 1v1, I think he's way worse, though.
Yeah, I was thinking similar, like, maybe advantage or even. Like,
I think he's advantage in 1v1. I definitely don't have issues against Hawkman in a 1v1.
I've never, like, I mean, granted it's Hawkman, so, like, he can get a hit and kill you, but, like, at the same regard, though, his neutral is so whack at times, and it's similar to Ezreal in a sense, where if he could cut your, well, he can't even, like, necessarily cut, Azeodyne on reaction, or, like, much, unless he's, like, doing, like, jump back JA and whatnot, but, like, the neutral is so skewed, it's funny.
Yeah. JB is huge though against in the 1v1. Like his 2B is pretty like bad at anti-airing, so you can just jump on him for the most part.
Yeah, it's just you have to adjust your neutral game plan a little bit.
Yeah, in a 2v2, he's definitely a beast though. You have Yukikaze, you have DP, you have Fumijin, and yeah, you're set.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
so I agree with that. Let's see. There was Wald?
There's a character I missed in here. Oh, Wald, yeah. Okay. So no one plays this character in 2.0.
Yeah.
But I used to play this character a lot, and I did play this matchup.
I've played this matchup a good bit too. I like it as Adachi personally.
Pretty good for Adachi, although I think in a 1v1, Wald actually does better. I think in a 2v2, Wald loses though, but in 1v1, Wald definitely does way better.
I definitely agree with that.
Because in a 1v1, you just have to play more slow. Because Adachi cannot answer your Wald. Like, that's not happening, I'm sorry. And even if you try to answer your Wald, you could just get baited. And another thing about the 1v1 is his mid-range, well, again, he has normal to hit 3/4 of the screen. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's really good. Like, and if we're talking about fighting JB, you have 5B and 2B. So
yeah.
It's like,
Wald's buns are super obnoxious for the 1v1 for Adachi to deal with. And
the thing about Zeodyne, and this is for every character, Zeodyne is always lower threat in a 1v1 than in 2v2. In 2v2, Zeodyne is high threat. In a 1v1, it's low threat.
Yeah.
Right? So in a 2v2, Wald has a lot of issues.
Yeah.
In a 1v1 though,
in the 1v1, the only time that like Zeodyne is a high threat, in my opinion, is with Resonance. Because if you get caught, then you just eat an Atom Smasher, and it has high chip damage.
Yeah, right.
But like outside of Resonance, yeah, like especially with like, but going with Wald still, like yeah, the 2v2, he doesn't really have great options to deal with Zeodyne, or generally like or anything with an assist, like JB plus assist could be tough for Wald at times.
Yeah.
But in the 1v1, yeah, it's skewed. You just play it really slow and hope the Wald just commits or fucks up.
Yeah. I see Adachi JA answer as Wald. The one thing I will say about that JA is the hitbox is generally pretty bad. If you ever go on Hitbox here and you look at Adachi JA, you'll laugh. So what the Wald player can do is you can either space your jump-ins or you could just inch your way forward on the floor to honestly deal with it. It's not really a big deal, to be honest. Another thing is 236A. Adachi, unless you're, I think he's one of the characters that's not that good at punishing 236A. He has to be within 5A range, I believe. So I don't. If I recall correctly, that's not in both ranges.
I don't remember off the top of my head. If he's close, like if he's closer, yeah. But far, I think I don't think 5B is fast enough to punish.
Yeah. But 5B is 13 frames, and Waldstein 236A, if I remember correctly, is -11. I can just double check though right now, actually.
If you would. And where do you see the hitboxes? If you have the PC version of Tag, you could get the improvement mod, and you could see where you could kind of watch to see where where everything is. There's also I don't know if there's like a hitbox stock similar to CF for that. And thanks, Faye, for the host.
Yeah. So it is -11, so he can't even punish with 5B. So
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so at ranges it could be a little bit tougher
Yeah.
Adachi to deal with, but yeah, I think I agree with this. Overall, in the 1v1, he has great options to deal with Adachi and JB and like
Yeah.
all that going on, so it's meh. But then in the 2v2, he just does not deal with Zeodyne or anything like that.
Yeah, he can't move, so he also has to deal with your assist as well, so it's like not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since Fame hosted, let's talk about Narukami.
Okay.
What do you think of this? Because I know you are like one of the... You and Fame are both some of the pinnacle Narukamis.
Well, we are. Right?
Yeah.
1v1 Narukami favor for sure.
Agreed.
Let's see.
Would you?
I think he's strong in a 2v2, and it's just Narukami favor in general in 1v1. So I think I would put him like on both of those lines.
Yeah, he's not like overwhelmingly strong in the matchup.
Yeah, he's not Carmine, right? But
yeah. Like he just has, like mentioned, if we're gonna hit this point a lot. In order to do this, you have to like in order to contest Adachi, you really want strong mid-range options and a way to deal with JB, and he has both those.
And something that really helps is the ability to force, and he can do that. Especially with the new buff 2 and 4C, it's not even punishable, so you can just go on top of him randomly.
Yeah.
If you see Zeodyne start up, you could 2 and 4C, you could 2v6C, you could Zeodyne.
Yep.
You could, there's like so many options. Anti-airing Narukami is really hard for Adachi. His mid-range is just better. So, I mean, the one thing that Adachi does have, again, is similar to Yosuke, where, again, Narukami is one of the best anti-airs in the game, but JB is JB, so it's not going to be consistent.
Yeah. Like, it's definitely something that and it's also another situation where, like, once Adachi gets started, Narukami at times will just have a really hard time to get out of the situation safely.
Yeah. Although, again, Zeodyne, like those full screen beam assists are not assists. Beam supers are so good against Zeodyne.
Yep.
Yeah, Zeodyne is good against Zeodyne, for sure.
Thank you,
also, his 6P is also very useful as an assist when an Narukami is like in a 2v2, right? His 6P assist is useful against Adachi, so.
Because it's one of the faster ones.
Yeah, so. All in all, like I played this matchup a lot. I hate fighting Narukami's Adachi. It's pretty annoying. Like I actually think on that line you have in 1v1, he's the hardest out of all those characters so far.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. I feel he's really hard to deal with, but he's not Blake 9 or Carmine, where it's just where it's like character select.
Yeah.
Thank you, Comical, for the follow.
That's where I would be comfortable putting him.
I super agree with this. He's definitely some of the harder ones to deal with, but also not like that bad. And the like bad as these.
Yeah.
Ruby.
Yeah, I was actually about to mention her. I think I would literally place her in the same places as Narukami.
It's a lot of similar stuff between them.
Pretty much, like I would pretty much be repeating the same thing. She doesn't have to slide, but she has better jump ins, so that's equally as annoying.
I would honestly, the jump ins as well as replacing slide with delayed air movement to kind of navigate around BZO is just really strong.
Yeah, she has more options than most. I forgot about that. She can stall. Like most of these characters on this list so far cannot stall out Zeodyne. She's one of the only characters who can.
The only like 2, maybe 3 are Ruby, Blake, and maybe Mika at times. Oh, yeah, and 9. Yosuke, and 9.
So Yosuke to an extent, because of the flips, but again, 2-3-6-C, because he's not attacking. Ruby's actually attacking when she's teleporting, so you can't really 2-3-6-C.
I've had that shit break so many times.
Yeah, like, that's why 6P assist in general is weaker against those characters.
Yeah.
Who can break their persona in the air.
And, like, Blake just moves too fast for 2-3-6-C to be consistent.
Yeah.
And then 9 is just invuln. Like
you can't 2-3-6-C when BZO is active. No. I mean in general when they're air stalling, like either 6P or 2-3-6-C.
Like if they're if they're just playing in the air. But and a lot of that, whenever we talk about it's just for general air stall. But if you're looking at it for like during BZO, you just can't contest much with that. And even still, Yosuke will he has the air stall. I don't think it's as strong as these other characters when it comes to dealing with like his normal stuff.
For sure. But yeah, so that I'd pretty much just place it like that. It's pretty much similar reasons as Narukami. I mean,
Yeah.
she's also pretty beastly at fighting Adachi. I play this matchup a ton.
Yeah, just to briefly cover like what we talk about Adachi, strong or with Narukami, strong mid range, fast ways to get in because of her move speed, good jump ins, strong 6P to deal with the 2v2, air stall to deal with Zeodyne, as well as just like and just really hard to get off of them at times.
Yeah,
and she her 2B can like as hit a few times is pretty good at dealing with JB, but JB is JB. So, yeah.
Her 2B head involve is also like on frame 8, so you can definitely hit her out of it. So that is one good thing, I will say.
Yeah.
It's a big hitbox though, so you still have to be careful. Ruby again is probably my most fought character in this game, so
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Let's do Merkava because I just want him off the list.
Yep, Merkava, and then we'll do Mai.
So I think he's bad in both regards.
Like can't play bad or disadvantage. Okay, I for the 2v2, I would say he's can't play bad personally.
Yeah, no, 2v2 he is so bad. He is so bad.
Yeah,
he's worse than Gordo in the 2v2. Like he is so bad.
I remember Vinny is still in the chat. Fucking, we played whatever at the climax of night, whenever the stuff first happened, and like whatever it first dropped, and he was testing out Merkava changes, and I played Adachi, and he was just like, "Dude, what the fuck? What is happening?"
If he tries to fly, you have Zeo. If he tries to sword, you have Zeo. If he tries to I say Zeo, you can also 236C if you wanted to. If he's throwing projectiles, you could do both. You could super him. His ground game has always been bad, so it's like he has very bad options. His assists aren't very good against Adachi.
Yeah,
like it's so bad.
Like Vinny said, off the first 10 minutes we played in the demo build, he knew that you couldn't play this character against Adachi.
So bad.
It's so funny. But in the 1v1, do you think it's that bad, or do you think it's...
Probably not as bad, because, I mean, again, the beam... Okay, I guess against Merkava, the beam will always matter more, because he literally can't do the same thing he would usually do. He does have Short Hop JA, which is very good.
He has, like, really good air normals to help contest with Adachi, and then... Yeah. But, like, overall, he has to play... I would say Adachi is advantage... Maybe not can't play, but definitely advantage. But I think it is still one of Merkava's harder matchups.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
So
yeah, I was just getting tired of looking at Merkava.
Yeah, look after 1.5, I was tired of. I'm surprised he's still on the roster. I hate this character. Fucking Fame traumatized me with this character, but it was Mai.
Mai, okay. So, where do we place Mai? I mean, so I think
I think she's kind of bad in the 1v1.
I mean, in a 1v1, I don't think she... Okay.
She might be able to play. She's definitely between these two.
I think she can play. I think she can play in a 1v1, though, because she has a very big anti-air.
That's true. 2B is pretty solid at dealing with JB.
Yeah. And her 5A, even though it's 10 frames, it has a lot of range.
Yeah.
So it's, like, pretty big. The flips. So the 2v2 is actually more weird to talk about because she has the air stall, which could potentially involve through 236C randomly. She has the 5P. She has the 4P actually, which is... I didn't mention this about Ruby and Susanoo, but you can actually sometimes anti-air Adachi with their 4Ps, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. Any of the big hitbox 4Ps can deal with it. At times.
So I think those are nice. Oh, another thing, she can super Zeodyne with
the 214D or whatever.
214, and also if Adachi is directly above her and tries the anti-air bait with 236C, she can also super him. So that's really nice.
And it was pointed out, like Game Wizard pointed out, with 236C donks on her pretty hard, but she also has her own 236C to kind of contest at times. Yeah, and it's pretty. So I actually think
she's pretty, better than most characters at fighting Adachi in 2v2, which is pretty funny.
2v2, yeah, I think she's probably in the even area.
Yeah, 1v1, I definitely think Adachi does pretty well against her. I mean, there's not as much threat in the 1v1.
Like
So
her
that's what I would say.
I'd say the hardest part with her 1v1, like mentioned, is her pokes are pretty solid. Her anti-air is good, and like 5A is like good at dealing with Adachi's range. And then the biggest thing that I would say is like her merit would be the fact that you could do the EX lunge for like plus frames to kind of get in there.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah, Gamers is right. Mai does no damage in 1v1. Yeah, the risk reward's definitely against her in 1v1. So
super against her, and then even still, whenever she gets in, she doesn't do anything. So it's like
when I played Tomorello before top 8 at Arc Revo, it was definitely a bad score, but he showed me what Mai was about, basically.
Yeah.
And she's basically just about, like, dispensing mids and lows and doing strike throw. So
yeah.
it's pretty interesting. It's very strong, but it's not enough in a 1v1 against Adachi, so...
I definitely agree with that. Whenever we did play at EVO, it was like Tomorello was like one of the hardest Japanese players I was fighting that weekend, and just because nobody plays mine over here, and B, it's like the character is strong at times, but in the 1v1 against like what Adachi's game plan is, it's a good matchup for Adachi.
Yeah, I think so too. I was just thinking in 2v2, she's definitely serious.
She's definitely is like I don't think she's as strong as like Blitztank or like Narukami or anything, but like she's definitely around like the Susanoo area in terms of like her kit.
Yeah.
And like her support, more so her support value rather than like the point value.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. Hold on. So I see Labrys. I remember fighting Tecto a lot. All right, hold on a second.
Ooh.
So 1v1, so bad. Can't play. It's very bad. No. Like,
yeah.
That is terrible. Like, Labrys sucks.
In the 1v1, yeah, no, super agree. In the 2v2, though?
In the 2v2, she's a bit better, but it's still a Adachi favor.
Yeah.
Because, like, mainly the main thing about 2v2 is EX 236C.
Yeah.
So, for context, whenever I played Tecto back then, when we all used to play 2.0 a lot more, once he played Ruby Labrys, he was like, no, and just went to Ruby S, and that was a way better matchup. I'm like, yep.
I agree with that.
Like Labrys is so bad against Adachi for the most part. It's like, no.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
I think EX Chain Knuckle carries her in the 2v2, honestly.
100% agree. We played a bit a while ago. Granted, it's hard for me to like net play a bunch of people because my internet sucks, but like whenever I did play Tecto for a little bit, he was trying to practice like a Yang team, so he was playing Labrys Yang, and it was just like a lot of the times just boiled down to like neither character could deal with Zeodyne that well. Like the EX Knuckle would be there at times, but then you would just do like a regular Zeodyne, and she just would not get a punish at times, and even if she did, it was just like, alright, I'll just burst real quick.
Her anti-air is slow, which is very bad against Adachi, which I really don't like. Like, her ground game is actually good, but I think in this case, she's also slow, so it's not that nice.
She has good ground game, but she doesn't get, like kind of like I mentioned with the speed, she doesn't get in position to contest a lot of the spots where the characters, like other characters, are able to.
Yeah. So I don't really like her in 1v1 or 2v2, but 1v1 is definitely worse. Like, that's so bad.
1v1's really bad for that. And plus her assists in the 2v2 are not good.
Yeah.
Bad.
The best assist is obviously 4P because you can anti-air, but
yeah,
the other two you might as well just unbind.
Honestly. So yeah, I think that's good. I think that covers Labrys well. Izayoi. I don't.
So I think Izuyoi is. I've never struggled with this character in my entire life.
Same.
So I mean, I think she loses in both, but I don't think she can't play either. So I'll just put her in advantage for both, I guess.
I'm inclined to agree. I don't think she. Because a similar boat where whenever I fight like Fullman or like other Izayois that are like solid at the game, I look at it and I'm just like, half the time I'm not scared of what her options are as Adachi, and like she has like good options, and like whenever she gets like her hover stuff, or like if she gets a hit, it can be annoying at times, but like once it resets to neutral, it's just fucking funny at times.
Yeah.
She got Reality Stone. I don't think... Does EXDP beat JB?
EXDP.
I don't.
Trying to think.
I
Oh,
don't.
I know what you're talking about.
I actually don't.
The anti-air slash, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty sure. I mean, I don't really.
I don't think I've ever seen it. Like,
Let me see. Does that move even have head invul?
that's actually the. I honestly forgot that was a move. I'll be real.
Let's see. It does have head invul. It says frame 4 to 12, huh? Okay. So that's pretty good, frame 4 to 12. But I mean, it's kind of just so theoretically, even if she does have that move, number one, it's slower to input a 2-1-4 than just a one button, like say 2B. So
Yeah.
inputting 2-1-4B is always going to be slower. That's number one. And number two, her mid range is actually doesn't complement it that well. Her mid range is actually pretty lackluster. So she can't even she can't threaten me to jump and get in position to do that in the first place, I feel. So
Yeah, no, 100% agree. I don't think this.
whatever, yeah.
I don't think she. I think she can play,
Yeah.
but like, she's definitely on the closer to can't play, but still an advantage area.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I think too.
And for the 2v2, I either same on boat or in the can't play for me. I don't think your assist 4P could do. I think actually similar to Labrys, where 6P is too slow in a lot of situations. 5P doesn't reach as far as you need to, and 4P is good for anti-air. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. So
I'd say I would say similar boat to Labrys in that regard for the 2v2.
Yeah. So that's that.
Aegis.
So someone said Seth.
Oh yeah, Seth and then Aegis.
So Seth is pretty funny.
I fucking hate this character.
I wish I played this matchup more. I mean, so I think in a 1v1 he's pretty annoying. Actually,
I don't think he's as bad as Carmine or Nine, but he's also like a really hard matchup because his EX whatever it's called, like neutral skip, if you want to call it that.
Oh, no, Vengeance. Just call it Vengeance.
Okay, yeah. EX Vengeance punishes Azeodine.
Yes.
In a lot of ranges. So it's really fucking fast and it can punish at a lot of ranges, so it can make the 1v1 skewed. Though in the 1v1 he doesn't get a million damage off of it. He just kind of gets in.
Yeah, being able to stop the option is really nice though. I don't know what it is about Seth in this game. I played Under Night. His 2B in this game is like so broken. I don't really understand. Like, I don't know like why it hits me nowhere when I'm nowhere near him, but his 2B is really strong. So
yeah, Redblade mentioned that too. Whatever we were playing, where it's just like, damn, his 2B is active.
I don't know why. I don't remember his answer being very good in Uni, but in this game for some reason it has frame 6 head invul, so that's pretty good.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I'm leaning between disadvantage or like Adachi loses area for the 1v1. I don't think I think it's still playable, but like it's one of the matchups that you have to change.
I think he's fine where you have him.
Yeah, I think he's one of the matchups though. Like he's probably, in my opinion, out of like the disadvantage so far, like the hardest one that you have to change your game plan.
Yeah, he's pretty tricky. Now in the 2v2. His assists don't do anything, but what I will say is, back to Vengeance, he actually gets something off of it.
He gets a lot. And depending on the team, he gets fucking unburstable, a million damage.
Yeah, so it's kind of icky. However, his orbs... So I should say this about his orbs in general. His orbs are pretty easy to hit as Adachi because of JB, so that's really nice.
Yeah.
He also cannot... I don't think he can super the beam or like anything regarding the beam, so that's also really nice. So I'd be more inclined to put it even, to be honest.
Yeah, I think in the 2v2, so support value drops more, but in the point value, like mentioned, I don't know. I think that varies because I think even is a good point, but it really comes down to how much do you value being able to call an assist to combo off of EX Vengeance. I think depending on I think even, but depending on the team. I mean, this is the case with a lot of these characters, but depending on the team, it gets lower.
I see. I mean, so I play Narukami Adachi. I can make my Ezreal safe against the entire cast. So,
that's true. That's very true.
Like, so it's like, that's just me.
Yeah, I
Again,
think.
if you play like Adachi Chie, good luck with that. But
Yeah, and I feel like depending on the Seth team, it also could make it lower. Like example is like if you played, whatchamacallit, like Kubo and Zombu's team, where it's just Yumi. I feel like
yeah,
this could go lower, just or like Naotoke because of how unburstable shit becomes. But
yeah,
I think even is like the overall spot because like mentioned,
yeah,
his support value is just not there.
yeah.
It's just
So
more so I think honestly the way to look at it for Seth at least is it's just a 1v1, but now he gets a combo for EX Vengeance.
yeah. So I think that's good. He's definitely strong against Adachi though in general.
I just
So let's do a quick one. I guess
yes.
cannot play. I think.
I am inclined to agree, actually. In the
I
2v2,
think
100% I agree.
yeah, 2v2 for sure. And 1v1, I still think she cannot play. Wait, Seth can super Ezreal? All right, that's pretty huge.
Wait, oh wow.
That's pretty good.
That
I didn't know that.
I think he even still with that, I think he's really close to there, but I like the
Yeah.
dodgy loses, but I don't think that's
Yeah.
Um,
I think in a 1v, can I guess play in a 1v1 though? Because she cannot.
don't know. I feel
I
like it's a case where Adachi's defense is kind of whack, but he does have a counter DP to deal with like the safe jumps glides. So maybe not.
The thing is, like, she has no ground neutral.
That's true. Bullets are annoying for Azio, but a lot of it, yeah, I don't think she can play actually. The more I look at it, I think she has the better shot of playing against Adachi than the rest of the can't play. But
Yeah.
she's on the bench, coach.
Yeah, she sucks against Adachi for sure. Another quick one, I guess, is Linne.
Yeah.
In a 2v1, she is very bad against Adachi. Well, okay. Actually, okay, hold on. Let me explain this because technically she has some of the best air stones. Technically. Because she could keep jumping, Linne, right? But besides that, she doesn't do anything else. So I don't really want to place her. I don't know.
For the 1v1, I think like on paper, I think she does well, but I think
Yeah. 1v1 definitely.
in 1v1 she gets to play, but not as much as I don't know, maybe
I think okay, hold on. In 2v2, she definitely loses though, like for sure. In 2v2.
do you think she can't play? Or because I think it's a similar
I think she does better than I guess. So I'll just put her in advantage for 2v2, I think.
yeah.
We can 2v2.
Like the biggest thing with this, yeah, is like she has like some on paper some great options to deal with it, but at the same time, her reward from a lot of it is kind of lackluster. Which I guess Adachi means he has more chances to play, which Adachi loves that.
Yeah,
And,
right.
And her assist kit in the 2v2 is like not super good at dealing with Adachi.
Yeah, I think she's definitely better in the 1v1 because she has her mid range is again even amongst the mid range characters is super good. Like it's really hard to contest her mid range even with a 7-frame 5A. Like it's really annoying.
Yeah.
Her 2C is like, oh my god.
it's similar range to Carmine's, but it just doesn't lead to you dying.
Oh yeah, pretty much, right? What else about her in 1v1? Like, so like the triple jump is really annoying for Adachi to deal with.
Yeah,
like
he does.
His 2B sucks. So
yeah, he doesn't get to deal with a lot of her air game, but at the same time, again, it's like kind of like the mix of like it's annoying, but there's also very little threat.
Yeah, since she can't assist call when it's a 1v1, so
yeah. So I think
because JC assist is more of a problem in 2v2.
She probably has some of the better neutral against Adachi for the 1v1, but it's still the case where like the neutral leading into not much.
Yeah, so I would still put it like slight advantage, but definitely I definitely think she can play though in a 1v1 for sure.
For sure. I think absolutely agree. She could play, but she's not like she's not fish in that match.
Yeah.
There was somebody asked for Jubei.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Icy.
2v2 is definitely disadvantage, I think, for Jubei.
Like
1v1, I'm not sure.
So like he's weak in the 2v2?
No, strong in the 2v2.
Strong in the 2v2.
Like he's good at dealing with Adachi.
I think for me, so I agree a bit for that. I think he's close to even or this area for me. While playing Elion, like I feel like if you were depending on the team, Jubei was so whenever I play, and I have the footage on my YouTube for people that are curious or whatever I refer to half the games with Elion. Whenever you played Jubei Ragna, or that was a really fucking hard time for me to deal with it. Deal with Jubei. But against 9, the comp didn't do so well against Ezreal Adachi.
Ezreal.
That was the funny thing, is like the comp didn't do. It was probably my most even sets with him whenever he played that team, but whenever he played Jubei with Ragnar or Jubei with Jin, it got more difficult.
We're gonna get Jin to a second, but that's a winning match, right? So 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 Jubei
in the 1v1. Oh yeah, let's do it.
Like, real quick for 2v2, I need to mention he has the best force move against Adachi, I think, with the top bumper dashes.
Yeah.
Plus assist.
Drums.
Because Adachi wants to set up and Jubei just says no, and that's really hard to deal with.
That's very true. Like reactionary one, yeah. Like in neutral, I feel like it could vary because the way you get around it is like super jumping back for the most part, and JB is super good at dealing with it in neutral, but in like as a means to react or deal with Ezio, it's strong. Yeah,
and so, but the main weakness of Jubei against Adachi is his 2B is terrible, so he cannot deal with JB ever.
Yeah, you get offense started a lot against this character, but at the same time, you have to be careful in the neutral against him.
Yeah, so...
Alright.
I'm not certain about the 1v1 because his 2A is really good. Anyone who played CF knows, backdash 2B.
It is. I think for me, he's between even, or I think he's closer to even because backdash 2B is super good, like mentioned. He has good mid-range options. He's fast as fuck. It's like he's one of the characters that could get in on Adachi, one of the fastest, while also still having good threat and whatnot with it, as well as just getting back in. The only thing, drums become less effective in the 1v1 for me, but
for sure.
I think for me it's a fine line between. I feel like it could, depending on the day, it could vary, but even for me is like for
1v1 even.
I am 100% in that boat. I feel like if he didn't have as strong as a 2A, I think advantage personally, but I think
that
the pressure.
Backdash forward dash 2A is
it's I think that actually is matchup deciding for me. It's so good. Let's see. Alliance Jubei is sick. Agreed.
Shirogane.
I would agree even on this too. Yeah, so Game Wizards in compliance too. Shirogane. Oh wait, no. Let's do Jin and then Shirogane because that was already mentioned.
Oh yeah, Jin. Okay, Jin's easy. So he loses both. But well, actually, all right. But 2v2 is really bad.
Yeah, I think so. 2v2, I don't think he gets to play. Does he get to play?
Not really.
He's like...
He has Toga. He's basically Toga.
It's like... For me, it's like... It's not the best example, but it's similar to a worse Labrys in the sense where, Labrys has EX Knuckle to kind of contest there, but Jin has Toga, and it leads to less most of the time. And
it costs 2 bars.
And it costs 1 more bar. And depending on the situation, you might... If you're doing it too late, you might not even just get a punish. So...
Toga is very good, of course, but if that's all you have, then I can't really warrant the 2v2 matchup.
Wait, doesn't also... I remember lining this out forever ago, and I forgot it now, but against Ezio and Toga wins, but it loses, most of its damage, though, yeah?
That actually might be a thing, because it does less hits, yeah.
I think it only does, 3 or 4 hits, and, it only does, very minimal damage. Because I remember I had a situation where I posted against a Toga, and I AZO'd through it with an assist and then CC'd, and there's some whole bullshit about it, but I remember the Jin actually dying because he Toga'd. So, I don't remember the situation. It was fucking wild. But, yeah, I don't think he does well here. I don't think he could play. In the 1v1, though, does he get to play?
No, he definitely gets to play, because
Okay.
like, his JB is so annoying.
Oh, yeah, because now he has the JC from CF, right?
His JB is so annoying. So
Yeah.
he definitely gets to play. I mean, his 2B does not work, though, so that sucks.
Yeah.
But...
He's decently fast, too, and he has decent mid-game, like, mid-range.
Yeah, so I think in a 1v1, he definitely does better than a 2v2.
Yeah.
For sure.
100% agree there. So, yeah.
Jin easy.
Shirogane.
Yeah, Shirogane. So this is my character. I mean, I played this matchup a bit. So, okay. So she has interesting tools, but in the 2v2, she still loses, but she can play because you have the DP mainly and the bullet not priority, I should say, but the bullet speed helping you fight against Zio.
Agree with that. She doesn't get to set up traps.
That's the main thing, right? Like, he could just delete the traps, which is garbage.
Yeah.
But
so in the 2v2,
other than that, she's decent. She can actually shotgun him for AZOing sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's like it's like a big punish.
Yeah, it's the shotgun is huge for the punish as well. Also in the 2v2, her 6p is actually like decent.
Yeah.
So I think in the 2v2 she plays. Like, she does. It's a hard matchup for her, but she gets to play. But in the 1v1, I don't.
1v1 is interesting. I mean, so her 2b. I should also mention this for 2v2. Her 2b definitely can answer your Adachi.
Yeah.
Definitely. I
don't.
Might be even actually in 1v1 maybe, because you don't really need to set up traps like that against Adachi. You can kind of just keep shooting and play defensive regardless. I remember playing the matchup like this against other characters in 1.3, like when I was fighting Gorby. I wouldn't set up traps. They're just gonna spin.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna play safe.
Yeah, you're just playing more reserved, and instead of trying to win the neutral game by setting up traps and then kind of defending those traps with gun, you're instead playing this slow game and just doing gun or just run away. Or DP.
So she's decent because she can DP Azeodine, which is very nice actually.
Yeah.
So,
and it punishes Adachi, right? It just doesn't break the persona. Like, it breaks the persona and punishes. Yeah.
So that's nice for sure.
I'm inclined. I think it's I think for me it's between advantage or even, but I am more inclined for even.
I think I'm more inclined for even. The word is on Adachi's side, but the one thing about Naoto Shirogane that's big is reward always depends on match state, and if he's marked, that means Naoto always has high reward.
Exactly. It's a very volatile one, because if you, like mentioned, I didn't actually know that shotgun could punish.
Yeah, depending on how the AZO, especially I've done this before where I'll super jump and they'll do AZO. I'm like, oh, they AZO'd, and I just shotgun.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's an odd one, but I think I'm more inclined for even. If AZO could not be punished by shotgun, I think advantage.
Yeah. Now, so anatomy, I see you mentioned resonance and rampage time screen matchups, so that is true. But if you were going to talk about that, then Carmine is like 9-1 because he's broken in resonance and rampage time, and Adachi doesn't really care for either. So it's like no.
Yeah.
It's like, oh hell no, like no. To be honest, though, even if you consider Resonance and Rampage time, a lot of these matchups are very similar. Like, Adachi does well against, his core game plan against a lot of these characters do not change in Rampage or Resonance comparatively to other characters anyway. Like,
for Adachi, at least, if you look at it from Adachi's side with Rampage, it just means he has more options to jump in the air and use, 236C. But and have more, he could go for more cross slash Oki. Yeah. But in the Resonance though, he's trying to connect an AZO or try to build up chip damage and then just try to get one neutral interaction to get him a W.
To be honest, a lot of characters don't have good 1 meter options against AZO. unless you're like Mika. So Rampage time doesn't matter as much. So Rampage time Mika is one thing I would understand though. That like, you know, definitely could like change a matchup in a 1v1 because like that's really annoying.
Yeah, but I feel like that matchup is generally played like fast enough to where Rampage time is not really an option I see much while playing it.
Yeah, I mean it kind of depends, but yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
it could definitely it could be played slower, but I feel for the most part like a Rampage time applies for a lot of these characters. But generally, honestly, it just means that the higher tier characters or like the characters with better EX options are gonna be having an easier time.
Seth.
Yeah. Seth, if we're considering Rampage time, and if the match starts at 80 seconds, yeah, Seth the Adachi loses for me, but but it doesn't.
I mean, it's on more so on a character to character basis. Like in Adachi's case, his game plan stays mostly the same. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I played Narukami. When Narukami is in Rampage time, matchups change a lot.
It does. I hate that shit, dude.
Like, and same thing with Mika Carmine. Both of those characters benefit from a lot. Double zoners like Rachel in Rampage time is really annoying. So those characters change a lot. Dachi, not so much. So
yeah. With that out of the way, Hilda was mentioned. So Hilda and then Kurogane.
Okay.
Hilda is funny.
So I talked to some Hilda players about it. I mean, so in a 1v1, I think Adachi definitely wins. Like she can play, I guess, but I think he definitely wins though.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think 1v1, she definitely does get to play because 5B can be annoying at times, but like
she's slightly better than U13 because she has 5A, which is useful. And her super can punish Adachi for doing random things. So. Super
can punish as well as 5B at times can be good to check AZO or stuff like that. Yeah. But it's very similar to New 13 where her anti-air does not work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So.
And besides that, it's just.
Yeah. I will say though, against zoners, you have to play different with Adachi.
Correct. Sure. And she has one of the best that kind of ties into the 2v2 where she has an option to check AZO 6P with full screen 5B depending on your team.
Yeah. So she's definitely useful in a 2v2. It's a little controversial because the character is controversial. So
yeah.
If I were just to say my experiences alone, I really because her assists against Adachi are not good. Like I'm saying that straight up. Like her 4P is too slow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's her assist kit. It's really just the fact for me for her options whenever you have the 2v2 going is that her 5B being able to check BZO and whatnot means that you're kind of straying away from the zoning game plan and more so like the JB plus assist.
JB plus assist is so good against her.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to play different. In a 2v2, the only Hilda that has given me issues is Diaphone, but if I want to go back to talk about Akatsuki, I have him in strong in 2v2 for a reason. He plays Akatsuki point. He does beat Tatsu plus 4P, and that is
yeah.
So I think she's weak in the 2v2, but she's better than most of those characters in there, I think.
I'm inclined to agree. I feel like just the fact that she forces you to play a different... She probably has the least committal option in terms of dealing with AZO 6 JB. Or not JB, rather. AZO 6P plus, then BZO Active Switch. She has one of the least committal options, as well as, like, at worst, if you go for that, you're getting checked, and if you just do AZO 6P run forward, you're not really gaining as much. So, like, she forces a different game plan, which is not something that most the other characters on the list can do, but it's a very...
It's not as efficient, I feel. Like,
correct.
As, like, the characters below, for sure. And another thing, good thing that Gears mentioned, the risk reward is for sure bad, yes. She has to hit you many times. Adachi does not.
Yeah. Like, they have very similar in terms of, like, you know, if it's like the difference of if you get hit by a 5B, congratulations, with one bar, you ate 5.2k or whatever, like maybe 6k. Meterless, it's like 5k or like fucking 4 something or another. And then if you get hit by AZO 6P though, you fucking died.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on your team. Like, I mean, with my team, it's just Azio 6P or like me base and 400 other net players. It's fucking Azio 6P, B0 active switch. They die. Like, eat
Yeah.
13 or 14k with fucking 1 or 2 bar or 2 or 4 bars, depending. They just build up over the combo. Like, bruh, it's bad.
Before we go to the next character, Broske, that's not the only reason. Bitatsu is a pretty important thing though, but you know, the DP anti-air, we mentioned a lot of it earlier on in the stream, so if you could watch the earlier post stream, that would be helpful for that. But overall, Akatsu is very strong in the 2v2.
These are gonna be going up. Like, I mean, obviously you can check the VOD. I'm gonna make this a YouTube video as well as there. If you watch those and then you still have questions, there'll be a Twitter post about it that we can go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely watch those. Oh yeah, no, Game Wizard, you play like fucking 400 teams. Relax.
Oh my gosh. What's the next character?
It was.
I mean, someone here said hard. Oh, Kurogane? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This one is quick for me anyway. 1v1, Adachi favor. 2v2, I hate this character.
Agreed. 100% fucking agreed. So.
I hate this character so much.
I'm not saying he's like Carmine, obviously. I think he's just strong in the 2v2.
Yeah. All I have to say is 4P. Like
4P, and then depending his support value with like depending on the characters, if he's able to get like 6P to sandwich, it can be really difficult. As well as like having unburstable, that high unburstable damage is really strong. Yeah.
He also can super, which is really nice.
Oh, Divine Masher.
Yeah, his JB is good. His 2B is not good, so you can jump on him. But his JB is good. He's really annoying in a 2v2. The 4P really carries it, but the 4P is so important. There's no other assist that does that to Adachi, like to that degree.
Yeah,
because you can't jump. Like if he has 4P available and you jump, you're already risking something. You're risking neutral, which can snowball depending on the team. I fight like Stray Wolf, right? He'll do random jump plus 4P, and I can just randomly get sandwich, EX will switch, and I die. It's like, no.
Yeah, I was about to say that, and whenever I was playing LTL with this, it's like, whenever it's the point match, like, if he has super, then you have to be really careful, but the rest of it, what's the assist is called? It's like 4P, like Yumi jump forward 4P, or like run at you 4P, and then if you're in the air, it's like, okay, cool, I'm in a sandwich situation that if I guess wrong, you just actually lose the game.
Yeah, his 4P is like his 4P is just his 4P. Like it's too legendary against Adachi. Like it's so legendary. I don't even like playing Adachi against them. It's not even like that bad either to deal with per se, but I really don't feel like dealing with it. It's so annoying.
Yeah, like I find myself just playing so far away and just trying to fucking get like BZO stuff started.
Yeah.
I avoid trying to jump at him just for that reason. Even though 2B like mentioned.
Yeah, speaking of forcing, he has EX Rekka and Slash Cage, which go pretty far.
And it's +3.
Yeah, so
yeah.
His 4P against Adachi. Although if it's a 1v1, I find that matchup pretty easy. Like it's not really a big issue in the 1v1. Like it's pretty simple. You just like his 5A is not that good. His 5B is good, but it's like, you know, like you just, if you play Adachi normally, you could just beat him in a 1v1, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just his support.
Another thing that's important is he gets a combo off his DP, so jumping is also a risk. So I have to reiterate that.
Yeah.
You have a comboable DP solo, like, okay.
And unsafe, just because I know, well, you might also actually know as well, with DP, the DP combo, if you do JB plus assist, can he get a happy birthday combo from it, or is it just flat out like just this point character? I know I'm
pretty sure he can get a happy birthday combo because I've seen it happen, but I mean, having unsafe checker would be nice, yeah.
Yeah, just to make sure, because I know the unburstable, so he can get both characters. Okay, yeah, then I know for sure that the combo is gonna be burstable. Wait, no, it's a happy birthday. Fuck, never mind. I forgot about that for a sec. So
that is one thing. So even when he is on point, he's not completely helpless, but you
Yeah,
know,
like on point,
it's definitely not hard.
he gets to play on point, like mentioned with the 1v1, but the 2v2, his support value is so strong against Adachi that it's worth like to do that.
Kurogane has issues with the Zeodyne, so that's why he's not lower. Basically, he would probably be lower if he could fight Zeodyne, but he's not very good at it. He only has super, so it's good that he has super, but he only has super.
Super is basically, if you look at like the way his kit's kind of set up, it's where he would. I feel like he probably would still be an advantage if he didn't have super, but like it just off of like what he provides alone. But if he was a little bit shabbier, then yeah, he's in like can't play. But he's really good. Like he's a really good character. That's the biggest thing for advantage. Even though he's like has a hard time fighting, he's still a fucking good character.
Yeah. So I think that's that. I know someone in here said Heart.
Yeah.
So this matchup is a little tricky actually.
I agree.
I don't. Okay. You definitely have to play differently. It's not a losing matchup for sure. I can say that for certain. It's not losing, but you have to play really different.
Yeah, it's the case where Heart has you. It's really weird because the glide can be really difficult for Adachi to deal with at times, but other times it's like detrimental to Heart.
Yeah, like I've been in situations where I've been you know, I got completely screwed over by her homing, right? And there have been other times where they home at me and I just trap them and then they lose the game off that. So it's like kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
Adachi sucks at anti-airing, so Heart being Heart is like
good,
like very good. So I'm pretty inclined to put 1v1 as even, because here's the thing about Heart. She has no anti-air at all.
Yeah.
And her DP is not an anti-air, by the way. That DP sucks.
It's really bad.
So you can definitely force on her. Her mid-range is also like suspect, so
yeah.
Okay.
It's also the case where I don't know how. Granted, my experience with Heart is very little, but I feel like I know for a fact that B Zeodyne, if she's trying to armor like the Zeodynes and create the projectiles from it, if you B Zeodyne instead, she dies.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can just body her, to be honest.
Even if
that's not really a factor.
Even if she reads the B Zeodyne and she like tries to go through that, for what I had to lab this the other day because I was curious, and the B Zeo eats all the projectiles and punishes her. It's mad funny. So I think between even and advantage for me.
Yeah. Now 2v2 is a little bit weird. So I remember fighting Duckator a bit. Earlier in 2.0, like around January, and doing very well. I played like a first one in ESL where I messed up my incoming and died for it. But besides that, I think the 2v2 is also kind of evenish. I guess it just more so depends on the Heart team.
Yeah,
she can, like, again, homing plus assist is.
Yeah, it's really good, especially with like Duck's team, like because we mentioned Duck with Akatsuki.
Oh my god, Akatsuki, yeah.
Yeah, and both these characters are good at forcing, so that I can see that. I feel like is her 6P fast enough?
No, it's not. Okay, so it's not fast, but it's a laser, so that's helpful, right? It's helpful that you have it. It's like I think it's a bit faster than Celica's, but I can check that. So it's helpful that she has it, but it's not that fast, so
yeah. Overall, yeah, I'd be inclined. Similar idea. I think inclined to where it's either like even or slightly Adachi favored, but I think even more so than anything.
I think it's more so even. Yeah, like she's I think she's better than most characters at it for sure because she has her multitude of options.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she also has a super. So again, any character who can super be Zeodyne. That's a good point.
Oh, that's super true.
Yeah.
Let me see real quick. Yeah, so with that...
Oh, wait. Can she not super against Adachi?
Can she not actually? Wait, what's the frames on that?
Wait, hitbox goes away after it hits the persona. Really? Huh.
What? Okay. Wait, really? That... Huh. I gotta lab that, but I don't want to do that on stream. Or at least during this. I gotta lab that. That's fucking funny. So she might actually be closer to weak if that's the case.
Well,
I think her strengths though still keep her even, but I think it's
like
more
the homing
so.
plus assist thing. Like again, you're forcing on Adachi and his anti-air sucks, so it's like damn, like it's definitely tricky for sure. I'd more so keep her in even though, just because of that.
I agree. Yeah. I think not having the super sucks, but at the same time, I think even before I even considered her super, it'd still be here.
Yeah, that's exactly the same.
Let's see. Let's talk. We talked about Tactile for a little bit, so let's do S.
Oh, S. Okay.
I think
that's a weird one.
For me, 1v1 is close to even. Personally, she has decent mid range.
She's really annoying actually for Adachi. I played LTL and he did not like that matchup at all.
Yeah. So I think even because like she has good mid range. She's fast. She's obnoxious normals. And
you know, I just I found out yesterday she's one of the fastest characters in the game.
Yeah.
Why?
You wouldn't expect it. Also, because nobody played this character for so long.
Like I play her and I don't even realize. I'm like, wait, she's actually that fast?
Yeah, she's like because like the fastest is Yosuke, and then like behind she's fast as is she fast as?
Oh no, not as fast. There's a speed tier list in this other server.
Gotcha. I'll have to look at that, but she's probably faster, like slower than Ruby, right? Like just probably on the tier lower.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, so she's fast. So she's good at forcing, and she has good get back in options as well. So in the 1v1 game, plus good air buttons. Is her 2B? Can she?
Oh no, her 2B has late head invul.
Okay, so no against JB then.
Yeah, it's not really gonna work. If you do land 2B though, you get a very big combo, so that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. So I think for me, I think even.
Yeah.
Even area for the 1v1. 2v2 though.
2v2 is more tricky. Technically her assists are bad against Adachi. But it's complicated, right? Because her assists are bad against Adachi, but
like
I think she has. So I forgot to mention this earlier. Her JC is really obnoxious for Adachi to deal with.
Correct. Yeah.
It actually hits the persona. And a big thing about her is her super is one of the best ones in the game. Her Palamedes. Very good.
She has like a really strong options to deal with a lot of what Adachi wants to do in terms of like neutral.
Yeah. So here's something that's big. She can punish Ezreal, super reaction anyway. Ezreal on the ground and air, and 2-360 on the ground and air. So that's really big.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of weird because her assists are bad against them, but at the same time, she has really solid game plan against them. So it's I'm not sure.
I feel like it's going to vary depending on the team, obviously, but with her in the back, you're not really using her assist that much outside of there. But if she has an assist, having a universal overhead with an assist to combo, it's kind of good.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think for me I think it's still even for me. I feel like it's maybe even weaker because I think it kind of varies in with her assist being bad. I would say there, but with weaker. But at the same time, having the assist to kind of strengthen her mix up as a point would be good.
Yeah, and also Adachi cannot do anything about the JB assist mix-up symmetry too. So actually okay. So I think in a 2v2 she'd be weaker than 2v2. She's kind of lesser Yumi. I think if she could break Ezreal dying easier, she would be there.
Yeah, if she had a better time against BZO, definitely even. But I think
I definitely think in 2v2 she's better than most of those characters because she's just really good at enforcing her presence on the screen. Them.
So you'd say
more. In a 1v1 though, she's definitely good against them.
Yeah. So you think for 2v2 you'd say weak in 2v2 overall?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. For sure.
I think the biggest thing for me here is mentioned. If you look at most of the characters in the 2v2, their assists don't provide much to help against help their point fight against Adachi.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's pretty much what I would do. So real quick before we continue on, the speed tier list that I was talking about, I put in the comment section.
Yeah, so I'll post that on stream right here. So, yeah, oh my god, yeah, actually, wow, she's tied for Ruby?
That's what the list says, so I'm assuming so.
I can see it, damn. She got
Yeah.
she got fucking Nikes on, dude.
So I looked at this and I laughed. Why is Kanji faster than Hazama? I'm mad. Like,
Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, because Kazuma has the fucking step run.
oh my gosh.
Dude, Hazuma's fucking funny.
That is so funny.
That's good. But,
Yeah.
alright, so with that, though, that wraps up S, so we've got 5 characters left, unless we think that the Adachi mirror match is no,
The
mirror,
Adachi mirror match is so bad.
it's bad for Adachi.
Yeah.
I actually don't like running the mirror match, but
I hate it too.
let's see. Let's do Noelle. She's a weird one.
Noelle? Yeah, okay. I think Noelle kind of gets really bodied. When I play this matchup, I just set up B Zeodyne and they can't do anything. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, you have no assists, you can't anti-air, you have no ground game.
Yeah.
Your best bet is to just random me out, but I think that's just bad. Like, that's just, like, to me, if you're just trying to random me out, you're no better than like Kanji or something. So
That's true. Like she has Bullet Dance to kind of get through some of the Zeodyne, but it's just so long and like so strong options with it that's just like half the time she probably can't play for both.
yeah, I honestly think she can't play because whenever I play, it's like really bad.
Yeah. I think that's a quick one because I do want to know because she is still sort of an anti-zoner, but because of Adachi's like kit, he's like one of the best zoners while also being like not a traditional zoner.
Yeah.
So it makes it like where she may be an anti-zoner, but you can't like anti-zone a hybrid.
Yeah, for sure. Right. So that's what I think too. She's just really bad at dealing with pretty much everything he does.
Yeah, and plus like his options for like push block Azeodyne against like some of her mix-up is just like an actual punish and she dies for it.
Yeah. That's another thing too. So
So
I would definitely put her there.
yeah. Let's do Vatista.
Okay. This one's also interesting. I played, if you know Luna Extena, I played this matchup with him literally yesterday and uploaded a video. In short, especially since Rachel's also here, we could maybe do this at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
In short, I think, again, you have to play different, but I think in a 1v1 and 2v2, she loses.
Do you think she can't play, or do you think... Because I think it's just advantage.
It's just advantage, right?
Yeah.
Because she has a very big thing, right, where she can just laser your Zeodyne, so you can't just be shooting at her randomly.
It's
right.
It's very similar to, in my opinion, it's very similar to Hilda in the sense that it's low commitment to just laser the Zeodyne, but the difference between there is that, like, even though Hilda gets, like, very little reward, she gets, like, actually no reward.
Yes.
And but she has better defense to deal with, because she has DP that can help with, JB.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So, it's like she's really like bad, I think, against like his playstyle is very chaotic. Adachi, I mean, so Vatista doesn't like that, and Adachi can just really abuse a lot of things he does against her. So I think it's definitely Adachi favored, but you have to play really different and know the matchup.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she can run you over.
She definitely is one of the characters that, even though, like, I'm not a very big fan of Hilda, like, in this version, I don't think she's, like, that strong. She definitely is a character that can give Adachi some problems.
Yeah.
But...
it's like, yeah, I just think it's, like, advantage for both, actually.
Yeah. Like, EX Laser could sometimes be annoying, but, like, it's honestly a lot of the case where, like, she kind of just doesn't get a lot done off of what she wants to do.
Yeah. She does low damage, so it's like pretty okay to just keep getting hit sometimes.
Yeah, and like kind of like mentioned with Hilda, where she even though she's low damage, you get a lot of interactions, which Adachi likes.
And her DP, again, it's huge, but she also has no primary anti-air, so she has to take big risks against JP, which Adachi also likes. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
good luck.
And if you like whiff your DP or whatever, then you just get like Heat Riser, fucking CC combo, double Seeker target super into fucking 1,000,000 damage and you die.
Yeah. It's just really the best thing about Batista is she has one of the most ways to punish beam, right? She has her own beam, she has her super beam, and potentially you might be able to DP his JB, right? So those are the three main things, I guess. But
yeah, other
than that, the risk reward is bad, and she doesn't abuse her strength enough. So
yeah. With that, you mentioned Rachel.
Oh yeah, other thing I will say about Batista is her 5P is decent against Adachi. It's very good in general, but against Adachi, technically, you're jumping a lot as Adachi, so her 5P is not that good, but her 4P is much better. So that's another thing. It's like Naruto K's, except not as good. So.
Yeah, she has like actual assists that you could use. Not necessarily 6P for the most part, but 4. It's like if you're trying to play more grounded Adachi, 5P can be annoying, and vice versa. Yeah. If you're playing aerial, then 4P can be a problem at times. But depending on that, also comes down to the Batista team because I've played against a Batista Susanoo before, and they did not get to the 4P and then nothing. So it's just like, great.
Yeah, so, I mean, she has very good things, but I think she's similar to S, where I don't think it's enough to warrant even in 2v2.
Yeah,
100%. But unlike S, she's worse in a 1v1, so that's a thing, I think. So, yeah.
No, 100% agree. I think that as well.
Rachel, right?
Yeah, Diddley's Liz's favorite character.
Yeah, this matchup sucks, right? So, however, I'm going to place it, okay. I think 2v2 is definitely worse than 1v1, but I don't know how to place it because she technically shouldn't be allowed to play, but she has annoying things.
See, so yeah, no, I get what you're saying. So it's like she has wind movement to really air stall and get around lasers as much, and sometimes you just have to let her rock in neutral. But then if you run to the other side of this green wall, she's just airing away, or winding away. It's just okay, then what did she do? And then, but if she has George out, it could be really annoying.
Yeah, so she has these cute things. The risk reward is slightly better than Rachel's, but again, she's not a high damage character. Adachi loves those turns, as you said. Just keep doing things. So, I mean, that's cool. Again, he can DP her safe jump, so the Rachel player has to consider that. Adachi's mid range is actually better than Rachel's, so that's high key questionable. If Adachi's beating you in mid range, so
I think she probably still gets to play. From the bit we've talked about, she has more merits than all of Can't Play.
Yeah, so I think so.
I think she's kind of between, but especially with George and with the 4 stalks of wind, I feel that's enough to warrant it. As well as when she gets her turn with wind, if she had, depending on, again, it really depends on your wind gauge, but if she gets her pressure started where 5 high overhead low mix up, then it can be really difficult. Even though mentioned it is low damage. You get an assist and then you just get another one for free. It could be rough at times, but you have to watch out with it. But overall, I think she still gets to play.
Yeah, I agree with that.
2v2 though, she has 4P, but the rest of her assists aren't very good against Adachi, in my opinion.
Another thing is she cannot super. So when I'm fighting Rest for Rachel as Adachi, I'm just okay, I can just air, because something that you have to do against zoners or these air-based characters, you have to air Zeo. So I'll just air Zeo plus assists and just chill out.
Yep.
If she ever does Tempest Dahlia, that super has no invul, so I mean I can either air Zeo or just super her. And it's okay, if she throws Lobelias, I can 2-3-6C. So it's he has so many options to stop her.
Yeah.
And the Rachel player has to try very hard. I guess it's not as bad as Can't Play, but it's really I think she's on the lower end of weaker in 2v2. If Batista and S are better, I think she's just like on the lower end.
I'm inclined to agree. Like, I feel like I am very, very close just to putting her in can't play because of her. She has like those options, but her assists to the point are almost useless against Adachi.
Yeah.
So I'd be inclined to say can't play as well, but I do. It's weird. It's a mix because I feel like whenever I look at can't play, I feel like she, even with the points we mentioned earlier about the 1v1 and like being able to do that, she still has more options than all of can't play, even in a 2v2 situation. So yeah,
can't play literally has next to no options. Like they're really bad against Adachi.
Yeah, 4P definitely puts it work. Yeah, but that's like the only one that like matters to against Adachi, and it doesn't really help answer a lot of what he does. It helps to deal with JB.
Her so one merit that she does have against Adachi is her 4A. Anyone who plays CF has nightmares. This anti-air is really annoying.
Yeah,
hard point anti-air, so
yeah,
good luck.
It's a good anti-air.
Yeah, so since it's guard point, it's easier, I want to say, to anti-air. So yeah,
that
you can anti-air Adachi.
That'd be like a Liz question to follow up with, but definitely, yeah, like she has a better anti-air to deal with most of it. So overall, yeah, I think weak in the 2v2 is better. Is a good spot for both regards.
Yeah.
All right, down to the last two. Aurier. Of Supplice. Rachel is one of the 4 characters in the game who can anti-air JB and Mika JB. Good call.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, so yeah.
So let's see. Aurier? Okay. This one's pretty easy. I think she's weak in 2v2 for sure.
Yep.
And in 1v1, she's less threatening than Mitsuru and Weiss.
She's less threatening, but would you say, I don't think she's disadvantaged. She's definitely not, she's for me between a mix of advantage for Adachi or even.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I'm just trying to think, because since I mentioned Dwa a lot of times in here, her coup Dwa is very, very, very good against Adachi. Like,
yeah,
because she just rushes in.
Thrust is good. It does EX thrust. How fast is EX thrust? Can it punish Azeodyne?
Let me double check the frame data. You also have to consider travel speed.
Yeah, that's very true.
Where's Aurier?
Also, apparently Liz too did just as we were talking about Rachel. So that's the fucking Rachel senses.
Yeah, it is 13. It is 11 frame startup, and Azio. I know Dustloop had it wrong for a while. So what is
it is minus 15.
Okay, so yeah, depending on the range, she can't punish like Mitsuru, which is very nice. That's very important. Like you just can't randomly beam.
Yeah.
So.
Which is really nice, especially with her. So she can't, but can she reach though? Because I know it is plus, so it can be annoying.
The one thing I'm concerned about is if the persona bodies her. I'm gonna double check.
Oh yeah, actually, this is a unique one. But so double check that if you would.
Yeah. Because if the Mitsuru interaction is sometimes where she would normally punish you, the persona just helps you and just body blocks, and just in time you'll be able to block. So.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
That's very true. But besides that, like the neutral game, she's got good mid range. It's just like she has more interactions, I feel, than Weiss and Mitsuru for rapier characters.
I think you're right, actually. Well, I think specifically 1v1. Right?
Yeah. In the 1v1, like I feel like she provides more interactions. Her 2B is
very good.
Yeah, very good. So it should be able to deal with JB a good bit. Also, someone chat said the persona does not, I assume, disappear, or body block rather. When she does it, her EX, she always passes through.
Oh, that's very good then. Okay, like I'm double checking it right now.
Yeah. Let me
know. It's like, it seems I mean, to be honest, okay, the range that this is punishing in is able to punish. Like, you honestly shouldn't be doing ACO there.
It's like JB plus assist range, right?
It's pretty close. You have to be pretty close.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you could punish with 5A at these ranges. You shouldn't be ACOing there. But so the fact that she can block AZO, but then immediately just be able to see Dwa plus assist is really nice.
But
Yeah,
one
so
v
you just have to be
one,
careful.
1v1, I think it's probably advantage. Well, like for Adachi, because I feel like maybe not actually, because
It might be even actually, because I'm like thinking about it more. Her JA, I'm thinking entering JA as Adachi. It's like what?
she actually,
And
yeah,
also
she has
so
good mid range, good normals, a way to deal with JB. She has post Zeodyne options, not like punishes, but options.
yes, and also again she can super, which
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, I think with that in mind, I think she fits enough check marks to be even. Not obviously not Mitsuru or Weiss area where like it's disadvantaged, but like
Yeah,
I feel like if she had more damage on the table, or like if EX Thrust was like Seth's, then she'd probably be disadvantaged. But I
yeah.
think
Another
even.
thing, very important. Her 214 super can beat air 236C. Like she could just like summon the holy light and just hit you out of the air.
Really?
Yes,
Damn.
her wave super does do that. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fact
it
that you
does
can do
hit
that
high.
is nice.
Yeah, it does hit really high actually. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think.
Mitsuru technically can, but it's worse, so no one cares.
Yeah, it's not full screen.
Yeah.
And Teddy is.
Teddy.
I have not played this matchup like at least with like strong Teddy at all. So I'm very meh.
No one plays this character in America like that besides like T-Turtle, and I mean, I played that matchup with him once. It felt really bad. I mean, I cannot see this matchup being anywhere close to good for Teddy. Like,
Yeah, like the bits I have played with against Teddy, it's just like a lot of what he does is like finding spots in the air on the ground to throw items and then kind of like polluting the neutral that way. But like,
these Zeodyne versus items is like a 10-0 matchup. Like he
yeah,
he actually might be in can't play. I'm like thinking about this for a second.
he does have mid-range options with like 5B to kind of contest as well as like 5A is okay, but maybe not. Like maybe he gets to play, but it's for the 1v1. I don't think it.
So no, I think specifically, I mean 2v2. He probably cannot play.
Oh yeah. For 2v2, I am super inclined to agree.
Yeah, I think in 1v1 though, it's just advantage.
Yeah.
Because if you actually, here's a fun fact for everyone: Teddy versus Mai is actually very bad for Teddy, which sounds really random, but Mai is really good at just stopping Teddy from just summoning things randomly. She can stop him from air stalling. So imagine Adachi, who's like 3 times better than Mai.
Yeah. Like.
I fought Surmaiden and Pisa Mile. Obviously, this is not 2.0, but I played them, and I know what the character does. He's very good at air stalling. His neutrals is honestly very good, to be honest. But against Adachi, I can't see him being able to like just run his thing. Like it seems so hard.
Yeah, it's tough because a lot of what Teddy likes to do, even if you're like super jumping and throwing items and whatnot, either Adachi can meet you in the air with like Azeodyne, just do 236C. Or even just do like BZO BZO plus assist and then just active switch and then he's falling right into it.
It's funny, if you're really having issues, he could just JC.
Yeah.
I use JC against certain characters, honestly, and Teddy is one of them that I could just like if I ever wanted to, if I'm really getting annoyed, just get you out the air.
The only time JC is like good in some matchups like you mentioned. I use it against Blake and 9 a decent bit.
I use it those two I like using it against Rachel.
Because, yes, actually, yes. That's also a good point.
It's a very random normal, but it comes up like
it's like really good for characters that like air stall or like up specifically. Like it's kind of like if you think about Hazuma's like 623 D from CF, like the anti-air thing. It's a very similar angle where you're just kind of just like, let me get you out of the air real quick, or let me get you to block something.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's actually the cast. The mirror match, I would say, is probably even. It's actually really annoying, though.
I really hate the mirror match. Do you want to play some mirror match?
Like, okay, look, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to. What was it? Fuck. What was the dust? Not dust loop. What was the forms that was
No, it was Soji saying Arakune beats Arakune.
Yeah, it was a 7-3 matchup for Arakune. Depending on who got first.
The 1v1 mirror is even, but since the 2v2 tier list is different, I actually would say that he does well in the 2v2.
Yeah, actually, because the thing, I played at some random. I was on NetPlay one morning, and I played at some random, like, 8-man bracket tournament for 25 PSN dollars. And I had to play in the finals. I don't remember the guy's name, but we played the Adachi Yumi mirror, and then after I was winning it a bit, he played Adachi Hazama. But the entire time, every time I tried to do, like, Azio plus 6p, and then tried to go for the B0 afterwards, you could just Vorpal Blade it, and then get a happy birthday. So we happy birthday to each other a fucking lot.
So I have a question. Does that mean he's strong in the 2v2 or weak in the 2v2?
My bad. I placed him in the wrong spot. He's like, Adachi is pretty good against Adachi.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it was Giuna's shit posting on Dustloop. That's right.
I see.
But yeah, no, he's like, actually, Adachi has some good answers to deal with Adachi, which is funny.
I hate that matchup.
It's so, it's just such a funny one, because he doesn't have, like, put him in the 2v2 row and don't explain it. Liz.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Adachi's really annoying against Adachi.
Because honestly, Vorpal Blade is, like, the biggest contender there. Because, like, outside of just, okay, look. I played Stabs, and I remember I wanted to play you at Super TSB, but we just never got around to it, because it was a fucking busy weekend. But,
yeah.
And plus we played, like, an hour or something of Grand Blue instead, which was godlike. But, for Tag, I played at Frosty's. After I got through Karuko, I had to play Stabs, when Stabs obviously plays Adachi Narukami. And he won our set 3-0, and I got pissed, because he always got the first Azeodyne that led to the win. And so we ran it back at a first to 5, with already just counting the 3-0 he had there, and I won 5-0 because I started getting the first Zeodyne. And so I am like convinced almost that this matchup is like first to Azeodyne wins, depending on the team.
I really hate the mirror match. I'd rather just play Mika Carmine and troll the other Adachi player.
It's you know what, I don't blame you.
I really like the mirror match.
The mistake of Azeodyne and Bzeodyne, look, it's minus on block, it's just a mid. No, like, Azio's fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, real quick, I actually have a suggestion. Put the tier list in presentation mode, I think it was.
Let's do...
It looks better, I think.
Oh, actually, yeah. Oh, actually, that's godlike.
It should just change the color.
Yeah, that's actually godlike.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it moved these two down, but...
Oh, it moved?
It moved, for whatever reason, the 2v2 list. Or wait, is this...
Oh,
it just...
Oh,
wait. Is that... Oh, no, this is the... What the fuck? It still has it list... Yeah, wait, what just happened?
Wait.
Oh, wait, hold up. What happened was because I have the same tier list up with that. I'll bring up the VOD real quick of where everybody was. I gotta fix that. Because it's on the same... Yeah, because it's on the same one, it went back, so... But
wow.
Yeah, rough, but it's fine. This is... Because I can go to the VOD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a screenshot from the VOD, that's true. Or if anything, I'll just recreate it from there, because, I mean, honestly, most of these were whatever. But, let me bring that up, actually. But yeah, overall, though, like, Adachi's really fucking polarizing.
Yeah, the general... Well, it's hard to see now because freaking,
I'm bringing up the other one to screenshot.
Yeah.
And also...
But his 1v1 matchups are definitely more annoying than the team matchups 2v2 for the most part.
Agreed. Definitely agreed. Let me pull this here. Alright, so what is it? What do I need? The 1v1?
Yeah, 1v1.
Okay, so let me go back here. So 2v2 is here. 2v2 it did not change. So the 1v1 though,
yeah,
I can just recreate it. I have the screenshot there. It was these two here. Blake moved down.
Yeah.
Dang, this is actually a lot different.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different. I should have set the put it in presentation mode at the beginning. I forgot. Oops.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Let me see.
Because the white hurts my eyes.
Oh yeah, no, it's kind of okay. So here, let me. So I'll screenshot the 2v2 because this, where I feel like we're content on this, right?
Yeah.
So
I honestly think both are done. To be
yeah,
honest, but
for sure. So let me just fix that real quick. I'll save this, the 2v2 list, and then I'll just reset the thing once this is saved. In Paint. But yeah, this was... I think this was good. It was enlightening to have the conversation, talk about each one. I feel like people should have got an idea of with Adachi matchups and things you could do as the character, as Adachi in these matchups, as well as how to fight Adachi to a degree, unless you are some characters, in which case, sorry, you picked the character. Let's see, and then for the 1v1, let me reset, and then yeah, we should have done the presentation mode a lot earlier.
Yeah, that was my bad for sure.
It is all good.
But now I'm laughing though because I'm looking at Fame's you know that new meme where like mentor, rival, bracket demon, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
Player I hate fighting for Fame is Jan. I'm just laughing about that.
I mean, I don't blame him, dude. Fucking Jan. I
hate fighting Jan and Grand Blue.
Agreed. Like, I actually have not played Grand Blue much with the boys, but my internet sucks. So
yeah, no, I get so mad. Charlotta loses that matchup.
Yeah, I remember we played it at TSB and you were fucking me up, but then like I would just get a SPD and then it was fucking guessing time. That shit is funny. So we'll fix this up real quick. Let me see. Yang there. Let's just go ahead and grab the easy ones. Man, this shit is alphabetical, but it always throws me off because I always organize them by the, usually by the character, like the Blaze Blue, then Persona.
Yeah.
Mitsuru. But thank you for coming out and helping me with this list, because I was, somebody in Discord added me. It was like, hey, you might want to update this, because it was like, it was your tier list, or your matchup list, and my matchup list from like, when the first month.
Yeah, forever ago, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh yeah, actually. And I got like halfway through the list, I was like, wait, I actually don't think I have like enough experience against like some of these characters to really justify it. I was like, wait, but Tempest plays a lot as well, so let's fucking put some heads together and talk about this shit.
Yeah.
I want to try doing this with some other characters if people enjoyed watching this or talking or whatnot, to get some more, like, for the other S tier characters, in my opinion. Or generally, like, you know, the prom characters. Like, example, Narukami, how to fight, or matchups with him and stuff like that. Things that players should be looking out for.
If the community requests it, I definitely would be down to even do it myself as well. You
and Fame even could do it, or, like, I could host it and, like, you and Fame talk about it, etc., etc. There's a lot of, especially I feel like also that'd be useful, because Narukami has been, between Japan and, like, general, like, whatnot, is a very, whatchamacallit?
Low tier character.
A low tier, or, like, a very contested, I guess, or controversial, that's the word. Controversial character.
Controversially low tier.
Yeah, C tier in Japan, top 3 in America. Like, you know, it kind of be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Let's see, Yosuke is there. Yeah, we got that. I'm just fixing this up, and then we will wrap it up. Where the fuck is Izaioi? There she is.
Yep.
But it's interesting to see, and I like how you brought up the 1v1 versus 2v2, and I think this, if I do more of these, this is gonna be the structure going forward, because this is very different based on their tools and like what they have for like assists.
For sure, very different.
All right, then I could kind of just plug everybody else up here.
A character, honestly, I would probably be interested in this S because she is like she's like either bottom 5 or 8 or whatever in Japan. In America, she's like
mid tier.
either upper mid or high tier. So it's like okay.
Yeah, that's actually I might see if Tectal wants to do that if people are interested because that is a point to talk about as well, just to get community conversation going.
Yeah.
But let me see.
Let's see. Hosmo, Labras, Noel, New 13, all cannot play.
Yep, and then Noel, and then Teddy. Where do we have Teddy? Oh, this was
I think Teddy in a 1v1 was 2v2 was can't play, so I think 1v1 was just advantage.
Yeah, I think so actually. Let me scroll
And I
further.
think Ori was even? Question mark?
Ori was even, yeah. Because
and Adachi was also even.
Yep. Because that matchup is even until the assists come into play. So yeah, I think it was just Teddy advantage. I have the.
Yeah.
I have to go further, and yep, nope, that's the case.
Yeah.
Right, so this is done. So, boom, and I'll just bring that over. I'll post this on Twitter here in a few after the stream. But again, thank you for coming by to converse about the character. Everybody loves to hate in 2.0, especially because he's fucking stupid.
Really good.
He's super, super strong. Very... But hopefully, for people that are watching or people that were like interested in it, hopefully you guys learned a thing or two about Adachi with myself and Tempest. We both have a ton of footage. Tempest, what is your YouTube? It's like Divine Tempest, right?
Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay, so if you want to see, he just uploaded recently a games against Luna, which is a...
Yeah, I played 3 different teams. I played Adachi, Narukami, Mika Carmine, and Yin Carmine.
Yeah, so...
Do I have a matchup chart for Wald? No. But my matchup chart for Wald is, like, very easy, so... I mean, I don't really need to make one, I feel.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. And I recommend more people to kind of do this and stream what they, like, stream whatever the thoughts are and whatnot, because it is a good point. But definitely check out, for people for the YouTube side, definitely check out Tempest on YouTube, as well as like Twitter and whatnot. I'll have all of his links in the description. Check out mine. I have some footage from Frosties with Adachi as well, if you want to look at that, see how Elion was fighting, like I mentioned earlier, how Elion dealt with the problem character. And yeah, and I also have like some net play footage from my new team, so check that all out. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all around.
Thank you.